survived their 9 lives so far here at this 97th Labatt Brier. Manitoba's Vic Peters and his championship team from the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg.
But if I don't make it, he's got this track. Even if I'm short on this track, then he doesn't have a clue. Okay?
Come in here.
Yeah, I just don't want to. You touch it and sit here.
Yeah. No, let's just throw a guard.
I like that.
Yeah.
Peters trying to win Manitoba's 26th Canadian Men's Curling Championship. But ahead lies the team from Alberta and the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton, Kevin Martin.
Yeah. Okay, either that or hit it. Yeah. You decide. I'd rather freeze. Oh, I didn't want to flash it. He hit the roll 12 foot over here. Life's getting pretty scary, isn't it? Yeah, well, and if we leave this guard for him to go straight back, he can be like...
Martin, he was a winner in 91. So here they come. 2 9-0 teams, but only one will leave the ice. Still undefeated here at the Labatt Brier in Calgary.
Every year,
it's the end of a very long week, the end of round-robin play, and for some teams it's become a dead end, but others are still looking for their way to the playoffs here in Calgary. And one of those teams that has found their way, the Kid, Jimmy the Kid, James Grant, New Brunswick, is into the Final Four. They won this morning. Ontario's Ed Wernick, it's been a bumpy road, but he's still alive, and he can help himself with a win this afternoon. And boy, Quebec, they needed to win to stay at 5 losses and mathematically stay alive. Look at this shot by Don Westfall, and that may have just taken the breath right out of Barry McPhee and BC. It's the slide now on through to the finals, and Scott Grant from Manitoba, Don Bartlett are the leads for these 2 championship teams. Chris Neufeld, Rudy Ramcharan, the rookie, playing very well for Alberta. The thirds, Dan Carey and one of the very, very best, Don Walchuk, and the 2 skips. Are there any better right now in the game, in our country? Maybe not. Manitoba's Vic Peters, Alberta's Kevin Martin. They have simply been unbeatable until today, when one will lose. Alberta, Manitoba playing for first place. New Brunswick is in. Ontario can clinch if they win. Those teams at 5 losses, though, must hope for Ontario loss, and then everybody comes back, and there you see the teams that'll try and play spoiler on this second last draw. This game, though, is for first place. Peters, Martin, Manitoba, Alberta.
The 1997 Labatt Brier from Calgary, Alberta. Brought to you by Labatt. Good things brewing. By Ford Trucks. Go where you've never gone before. And by Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Seeing beyond.
I'd like you to meet Tatiana, 1 year old yesterday, one of 2 Siberian tigers bred here at the Calgary Zoo. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Calgary and TSN's continuing coverage of this 1997 Labatt Brier. These 2 are a year old. There's a brother over here, 3 years old. The Calgary Zoo is world-renowned for its endangered species breeding that includes Siberian tigers. Coming up in our 16th draw, the 2 tigers the entire week will face each other for first place. Manitoba's Kevin Martin from the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton goes against Manitoba's Vic Peters from the Granite in Winnipeg. And Ray is with one of those tigers, Vic Peters.
He is a tiger, Vic, and he's been going pretty well here. Vic, making the playoffs was big, and now you got a chance 1 and 2.
Yeah, you know, the goal was to get about 8 wins and make the playoffs, and then obviously as things were going good for us, we definitely want to finish 1 or 2, and we've accomplished that. So right now we're very happy with our position.
This game is with Kevin Martin really is just for bragging rights and last rock in the page system game, but it's big also psychologically.
Sure it is, sure it is. I mean, momentum's huge in curling, and the team that wins this will have that momentum.
Dick, thank you very much for joining me. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Ray.
Well, joining me is Alberta skip Kevin Martin. And Kevin, before we talk about today's game, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your style of play. We're so impressed. Since '91, when you played a more takeout style, now you play a really expanded package, as we call it. Did that evolve naturally, or did you make a conscious decision to do that?
Definitely a conscious decision to actually learn the finesse game more than just play it.
Yeah.
Well, we spent a lot of time on the ice with Jules, just practicing tap backs, draws, that's it, for months and months, and it's come around a little bit, you bet.
Now you're going to play today, a team that's also undefeated. Much has been made of the history, Manitoba, Alberta, and also your history the last 2 years, losing to Manitoba. Are you going to send them a message today?
Maybe. We'll try.
What kind of goal are you trying to set for today's game?
Well, it'd be nice to get the brick away from Vic for Friday night, and I'm not a very superstitious person. I'm not built that way. But Jeff played well last year, and I missed a really simple shot in the first game in the round robin against him. So no, I don't take a lot of that into consideration. But I know that Vic's tough with the hammer, and beating him Friday night without the hammer is going to be a hard thing to do, so we better do it now.
Okay, we wish you the best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Vic?
They've had a tiger in their tank the entire week, Manitoba and Alberta, but one of them will grab the other by the tail. Here in the 16th draw, it's for first place, the Labatt Brier on TSN.
Every year, the favorite at the church bake sale are Rosalind Wilson's Rice Krispie Squares. The pennies they earn help keep the church in good repair. This year, Rosalind has moved to a new parish. What better time for the introduction of Kellogg's ready-made Rice Krispie Squares? Kellogg's Rice Krispie Squares, now ready-made with the original recipe for the taste you know and love.
Rainbow tortellini with marinara sauce. Spinach, linguine, and 4 cheese sauce.
You may have already tasted Olivieri fresh pasta and gourmet sauces. Olivieri, as good to cook as it is to serve.
Sun-dried tomato pesto sauce on angel hair pasta.
All right, everybody, to the kitchen!
Olivieri, as good as it gets.
This is where I learn business, BCIT. Today, each student entering these doors represents our future. Like me, they're tomorrow's entrepreneurs and leaders.
In university and college programs all across Canada, donations from the CIBC Community Vision Fund are helping to promote small business and encourage young entrepreneurs.
It's an amazing success story, and there are more on the way.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
When the Hendrick team switched to Quaker State this year, I was talking with my crew chief about it, and he said they ran through all these tests. The dyno, camshaft test, and the stuff beats all their standards. So I said, but don't forget, we won 8 races with last year's oil. And he said, yeah, but don't you forget, we also lost 24. Tough crowd.
Get your own special Quaker State NHL Cool Collectibles catalog when you buy your case of Quaker State Motor Oil, the official motor oil sponsor of the NHL.
Welcome back to the Canadian Airlines Saddledome. Our featured game is on sheet A. Let's read the ice now. And the best skips, Ray, they can always read the ice well.
Victor, you wouldn't have any problem reading this ice. It's just perfect. Let's talk about the speed. From this hog line to this tee line, we're talking 24 plus, maybe 24 and a half as the game goes along. Going around the center guards, very consistent all week. We're talking about 4 feet around the center, both turns. And it's been that way game after game. Going around the corner guards, about 3.5 feet on both sides of the sheet. Once again, hate to be repetitious, but it's a fact. If you throw the weight up, it'll run pretty straight. It's very weight sensitive. Coming off the center moves a little bit, but not too much. 2 things to watch for, 3 things to watch for, as a matter of fact. When you come into the circle area, the dark area in the circles, it's a little bit warmer. The ice surface is a little bit warmer, and you have to watch your brushing. You have to make a decision out here in the hog line area to stay with it and believe it, because it's going to die once you leave it. Number 2, watch for the flat spots out here in this area here. They come up now and again, and they'll catch stones if you don't have rotation. Number 3, going away. The only little spot, maybe, if you don't throw it pure with the outturn, going away down here, it'll run a little straighter than the other sides. It's absolutely a perfect ice surface with Shorty Jenkins and Dave Merklinger, and the crew should be proud.
Indeed they should. There is our featured game, Manitoba, Alberta. British Columbia at 5 losses must win. Then they need some help. They got to stay at 5, no more. Nova Scotia can play spoiler if they beat Ontario and drop them down to 5. We know New Brunswick, the kid, Jimmy, he's already in. The teams, well, there they are. Newfoundland, Quebec, they'll be watching and hoping Nova Scotia can beat Ontario. Manitoba playing Redstones will have the brick, as Kevin calls it, the last rock here in this first end. So Alberta will throw first to get us going, and it's nice to see he's feeling better. He missed the last game. Lead, Don Bartlett.
Where do you want it?
Probably a wise decision for Don to take a break last night. He's had the flu and wanted to rest up. They know that they're heading into the big games. Today, they want to try and finish off well in the round robin. And tomorrow, of course, the playoffs start.
Well, you know, I think it's a bigger game, really, than maybe I haven't played it up big enough. I think psychologically it's a big game, and I think that, you know, Kevin, his comments to you were very interesting. That last rock is important. It's not as important with the free guard zone rules it used to be, as far as I'm concerned, but it's important. But I think more so than just, you know, the 1-2 ranking in the page system. I think it really is important for, you know, and we've talked so much about the head in the game of curling, and I think it's a big game psychologically. I do feel, and I think this is a good, appropriate time to mention this, that maybe a revision, in my opinion, of the page system should be considered. For example, not a big revision, just a small revision. I think if you clearly finish first, which this game could decide, then you should go to the finals. And I'm not talking who beat who in the round robin. If you finish with 10-1 and you're clearly in first place, you should go to the final. That would make this game very, very big. Then 3 would play 4 to see who plays 2 to see who plays for the championship.
Nice way, Don.
So that's certainly something that is discussed a lot. The page system was brought in a few years ago, and it does seem that number 2 has almost an advantage over number 1 because they do have the record that is poorer, and they end up in exactly the same position, maybe a little looser even than the number 1 team.
It might.
First stone at the end comes in, and so we're seeing an open end, but we know these two skips very well, and as I mentioned in the opening, Kevin Martin now has the complete package and likes to play aggressively, and Vic Peters loves it.
One of the problems, too, is the time element, and so they do kind of bank, you know, a couple of ends or time. They'll run up and down the odd time, because if you're too aggressive, you play too many of those closed ends, you really do push the time clock.
So up and down we play here in this first end. Manitoba, Alberta. Second stones, and Chris Neufeld ready to throw. Now, just further to what Ray was talking about, and this is where we'd like your participation, and you can help us out here with email and contact us on the internet. The way it currently stands is the top 4 teams play 2 games. It's 3 and 4 tomorrow afternoon, then 1 and 2 on Friday night. The winner of that first and second game goes right through the final, and then the winner of 3-4 plays the loser of 1-2 Saturday. Now, I think, Ray, with your suggestion of one team going all the way to the final, the organizers would lose a game. They would actually lose a game in terms of gate.
But not a draw. No, they wouldn't. They lose one game?
Yeah, they lose a draw. And that's, and as an organizer, I'll say, hey, I want the money. I want to make money for whatever reason. So let's throw it open to those who have their laptops and their computers in front of them. If you think you've got a way to make this game more important than just the last rock, and include that scenario of 2 games Friday, a game Saturday, and the final on Sunday, let us know. Email us, would you please?
or if you just think that the format Ray mentioned is important and that the draw, the gate, is not as important, let us know that as well.
Yeah, you would. You'd lose a draw. You're right.
Shot, Danny.
It's because it's so late in the week that two undefeated teams are meeting. We have history being made. Both of these teams at 9-0. Of course, the maximum record that two teams could have and meet undefeated is 10-0, final draw of the round robin. And now that I've done the brain teaser for the day, I just turn that over to Ray later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interestingly enough, I got an email to my room that reads like this: is there any reason why 5 to 10 minutes couldn't be added so that the curlers could play an offensive game from the very beginning? And it comes from Heather LeBlanc of Dayton Valley. And it's another point of contention as far as the curlers are concerned, that they really are, they think maybe they should, sometimes should be added to the game. So it's a good question.
Yeah.
The hard part with time clocks is they'll always use the time remaining on the time clock as the reason why there is enough time. But the case is made that no matter what time you give them, if you don't give them enough time, we will see open ends like this more often. Instead of one end being open, for example, when you play with 73 minutes plus 2 timeouts, it might go to 2 open ends if you have less time. And so all we're saying is that I think they're still trying to figure out if this is exactly the right time to be able to play the free guard zone rule and the aggressive play for every end if you so wish.
Clean. Hurry. That's good.
Same thing.
Is your key battle again at third, Dan Carey and Don Walchuk?
I think so for sure. Danny can, last night, for example, didn't play very well, and he can play a lot better than that. He's going to have to do that if Vic's going to have a chance to beat Kevin Martin.
Both thirds have draw percentages slightly lower than their takeouts. Dan's is a little bit lower than the difference between Dan's takeouts and draws is more than Don's. So Dan Carey's been struggling mostly with draws, and Ray, the positioning of draws even more than the weight sometimes.
Yeah, it's been the position, you know, you want it high side, you get it across the face. You want it to, you know, 1.5 feet in front of the rings, you're getting it to the top 12 foot, that kind of thing. Those kind of small errors, but those small things are what cost you curling games, as we all know.
And especially when you're playing top teams, and they know that when they're playing Kevin Martin, any small mistake will be jumped on and capitalized upon.
Vic, we made a drastic mistake the other day in one of our conversations, so I'd like to right a wrong. Obviously, I didn't realize I'd said it, but I had said that there were no more corn brooms being manufactured, and that is incorrect. Midwestern manufacturers out of Saskatoon is still manufacturing corn brooms, so I apologize for that.
Pardon me, did you say we made that mistake?
I did say that, Vic. And we are a team, and when I go down, Vic, you go down with me. That's part of that's part of what happens. Yeah. Right. We've died with you a few times, Victor.
Don't want. Now, the very important game out here is important to Ontario and Ed Wernick, who sits at 4 losses, and a win over Nova Scotia would put him clear through to the Final Four. A loss would drop him back to 5 losses and keep those teams at 5 still alive. This is the final stone, first end, Nova Scotia, Lowell Goulden, and the team from the Dartmouth Curling Club coming in with a record of 4 and 6. And here's a good chance for Nova Scotia to open with 2, Linda.
It looks like if he tapped the red one a little bit, he might have been able to even push it over on the other one for 3, but it looks like just 2.
Now, will they measure those 2 around the 12-foot? No, they'll kick them away. So it's 2 for Nova Scotia, and an important start for Goulden if you're one of those teams at 5 losses.
I've decided not to invest in the corn broom business, however, and don't see it growing.
Let me ask you something. If you're putting a team together, would you in fact want somebody? I mean, if you're putting a team together, Ray, and I could come out and make your team from a skill level, and I pounded the corn as good as you've seen, or would you take me on your team, or would you just say I don't want corn?
No, I think it's finished, Vic. That's my feeling. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, Linda?
I think the corn broom, I'm not saying it's correct. I swept all my life. I mean, I love the sweeping motion and the sound of it.
Oh, sure.
And you know, but I just think it's gone. I think that the brushing is here, and it's very effective, and probably more so effective. And also, one of the biggest things is physically, you can recover. It was very hard with the kind of game that the front ends have to play now. It was hard to recover.
Up and down the sheet in this first end of play. We're playing for first place. Manitoba holds on to the hammer. Going to 2.
This is going to be fantastic. A week of fishing. Only one way in and one way out. Peter would have loved this. Too bad he hates to fly. Peter's a wimp. Peter, how was the in-flight movie?
The new Ford Expedition gets you to those hard-to-reach places. Ford Expedition.
Maybe you think only those fast lane types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Well, Bob, I'm running late.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
So, cover for me during finger paints?
They're practically child's play.
Right, it's Science Day.
With Nokia's big screens, easy-to-find names and numbers, and sleek designs.
Coach, could you handle sandbox for me? I'm like in a 4-lane parking lot. We're talking rest period before I get there. Oh, I forgot my show and tell.
So now we can all be in the fast lane. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
This sports break is brought to you by Nike Canada, who encourage you to participate in the lives of all youth.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the TSN Newsroom. Back to curling in just a minute. Buffalo Sabres captain Pat LaFontaine is one step closer to returning to the Sabres lineup. LaFontaine practiced with the Sabres today, taking part in skating and shooting drills, and he is cautiously optimistic about his return to the lineup.
Changed over each month that I felt that much better. There was a point I never even thought I could go out there and skate like that with the guys. So it's been a process, it's been a progression, and I guess this is the next step, and sure feels good.
Still no word on when LaFontaine will be able to return to the Sabres lineup. They do have the night off tonight. It's a busy night in the NHL. 6 games in the league, 6 games in the NBA. We will also have highlights of the NCAA basketball tournament that kicked off this afternoon on Sports Desk right after curling.
So on this second to last round robin draw, this is the playoff picture. We know Alberta's in, Manitoba's in. This game is for first place. New Brunswick got through today. James Grattan from St. John qualified. He's in. Now, Ontario, in fact, does control their own destiny. They're on the ice against Nova Scotia down 2-0. If they win, they're in. And that eliminates everybody else at 5 losses. But those teams at 5 losses, well, British Columbia, Newfoundland, Quebec, well, they must win just to stay at 5, and then, of course, hope for an Ontario loss. And the crowds have been getting better. Oh, not so tight. Give me my binocs back. This is the best crowd, as you might expect, for an important game as this afternoon draw. Tonight, the weekend packages start arriving, and they're expecting a crowd of some 15,000 for tonight's final round-robin draw.
Actually, I wanted to comment on that, Vic. It was absolutely, I mean, not only has Calgary done a tremendous job with this Brier, and the city is, and the media, the Calgary media from radio to television and newsprint has just been unbelievable. The papers have been full of nothing. The Flames are on the 3rd page. And you know, obviously as a curler, we're proud of that, and that's not a knock at the Flames in any way. But, you know, little things like that. The closing weekend includes a full round-robin game, all tiebreakers, playoff games, and closing ceremonies for $55. For $55.
Better bump it out.
You know, when times are tough and people are struggling, that's a really nice weekend, isn't it? $55, you're going to see some great curling, have a good time, socialize. Just sensational.
Ray, we just saw a picture of some Manitoba fans. Does everybody in Manitoba have one of those cute hats? Those are very nice. I'd like to see you in one of those.
Yeah, I have one at home, Linda. Actually, I have 2 in
outturn. The handles are just slightly different.
Clean it, guys. Clean it. Line's good.
Well, first come around on the center guard, the Manitoba stone was much too deep. You'll have to try and get it higher in the house.
Manitoba leads Scott Grant as we play in 2. Manitoba blank, the first to hold hammer. Now, this side, yesterday we spent the entire day, I hope you were with us, in our bonus day. We had 3 games yesterday, and we played every one of them on sheet D. Now we're on sheet A, the other side. Larger crowd, can we expect maybe some effect?
Well, we did see in the opening draw, and then you'll remember this clearly, that Barry McPhee actually got caught a little bit with a draw on that wide out turn coming down. And sometimes the side closest to the stands in the later ends of a game can maybe get a touch slower. That's possible. Because it gets a little warmer, Vic. But that's why the stopwatches are so terrific, and you watch that closely. It's just like they've been here all week now. They know the stones that are maybe a little straighter than others. They know the stones that are maybe cutting a little bit more than others. So they've had all kinds of practice times. They had the hot shots program to go through. So they've had all kinds of time out there.
Yeah, you're going to have to go real hard for line, guys.
And Linda, you and Ray have always talked about consistency of ice. Has there been anything from that opening draw Saturday to this point now, Thursday afternoon, that has changed dramatically that you would say was inconsistent?
No, the one thing Ray has mentioned, during the game you have to watch for flat spots, which have occurred occasionally from grippers pulling at the ice surface, and also the little bit of softening in the rings as the rock is coming in, but that's really been since the beginning of the week.
Chris Neufeld.
Gotta go. Where's it? Where is it? He's it. Gotta go. Wait's good. Oh, easy, easy.
Top 12 foot around the guard.
Whoa. Whoa.
You want to set up the double.
Look first, guys. Shot, man.
He actually wanted it shorter. He wanted it just in front of the rings. A little bit behind the center guard, just leaving a little bit of the back rock exposed. Doubles there, no problem.
And when you play the Martin team, we've seen this with every opponent they play. You do not leave them the high hard shots, the doubles and the hits and rolls, because they are very good at them.
Boy, he's adapted well to this team, the rookie Rudy from Sharon. And if he makes some big shots, you'll hear the crowd yell his name. Like right now. Rudy, here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome.
No, I never affected it, but it's yours.
Kevin hit the red rock with his broom. Let's watch it closely. See what happens here, he says.
It's actually the yellow one. Watch right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So the decision has to be made if it would have rolled further.
I did nick it for sure.
He must have hit it with a foot or something when it was rolling.
And Vic thought the rock would have rolled out, so the rock is removed.
Yeah. Take one more time. You can see his broom.
Stop. See 12 foot, guys.
Right?
Yeah. It was bigger than I thought it'd be.
Yeah. Oh, we backed it off a bit.
Well, he was actually looking between his legs to see if he avoided the jam at the back.
That's right.
Missed the stone going across the top.
Yeah. Good weight. A lot of weight, Vic. Well, that'll work.
And was very quick to turn to Vic and say, I just touched that with my broom. And that's another one of the things that you really love about this game so much.
Good shot. Don't avoid any.
And the rock is out of there.
Just watch. What?
We can probably hit it and roll.
And this is the other thing you'll see more often from this Alberta team. Also, the New Brunswick team does this a lot. The rock is partially exposed. It could be tapped, but instead they're going to play the long run back with takeout weight.
Alberta third, Don Walchuk here in 2.
Right off.
Drive it by.
Well, Kevin and Don talked about it. You know, he said to Don, you can play it quietly and probably hit it and roll, and they decided to play the run back, which they play so well. And
Even up.
Not making it obviously gives Vic Peters a chance to score a deuce and get off to a good start.
And now this is the really important shot for Manitoba, because we've talked about how well Alberta can hit. If Dan doesn't place this rock in the proper position, even with the other redstone, a double will be possible.
Whoa. Yep. Lot of room. Yep. Lot of room. How's the weight? Good. Well, then, well, that'll work. Whoa. Got to be even up. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Whoa, Scott. Whoa. Good throw.
Double's there. They thought it would curl more, Linda. They wanted it over further.
It was perfect weight. The rocks are closer together than they wanted, and Alberta will have a shot at this.
Maybe one of the best. Well, there's Saturday down to this. He is one of the best.
Come on, up.
Maybe the best at this kind of shot. Don Walchuk. Did he get away with it there, though?
It didn't curl as much as they thought, so that he spilled everything out of the house, but he threw it very well. They called the sweeping on to begin with, then off. Needed to curl just a tiny bit more for the shooter not to kick back.
Yep.
Dan Carey.
Hard for line.
Who returned to the Peters team this year after a year away, playing with Dale Duguid.
Hard. Real hard. A lot of room. Keep it going in here. Spike. Okay. No movement there at all.
That's that side of the sheet we talked about, where a little bit straighter. So you'll probably see them move to try and make all their offensive plays on the other side.
It was Jeff Stoughton last year that Kevin Martin had such trouble against.
Right on the nose, I think.
Jeff Stoughton last year gave a lot of people trouble, let's face it. He played so well.
And the first for the Alberta skip out of the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton. As we play here in the second, Manitoba has the hammer.
Hard.
Yeah, that'll get in.
It was very tough to draw in here.
Nose
you
isn't bad there.
You heard Vic say it just won't come. So this is a good opportunity to get in there by hitting the stone here, just on this side here, trying to roll it over into this area here behind this corner guard.
Nose isn't bad.
Nose gets you a blank maybe. You hit it on the nose and just bite the rings. Kevin will have to hit it. If he doesn't get a perfect roll, he wouldn't be in the ring. But a good roll might get you two.
No.
The first for Vic Peters.
Whoa. Yeah. Yes. Quick.
Will it sit for him? No.
Jeez.
So close,
Man.
That's you're way heavy and you knock it way up.
That'd be really heavy, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to curl a whole
Well,
bunch.
the rollout. So
Okay.
what do you think of that? Try and
That
tuck it
looks
right
good.
in here. Force Vic to take a single.
If I'm a little heavy, we hit half a rock, and split.
I think they're playing the raise, actually.
Playing close. No.
It's interesting because we saw how straight that side was, and that when they put the broom down, I really wasn't sure.
Yeah, they are. And they're going to. Vicks didn't. Dan Carey's didn't curl there at all. So Kevin feels it's much easier to get behind, and he's probably right. He is absolutely right with the raise.
Like it, not hard. He's good. Whoa, whoa. Hard.
Hard, 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 hard. Hard, hard.
Great shot.
Many people believe it's a preview of Sunday's final, Manitoba and Alberta.
Well, I'm going to just back up and stay there. Oh, worked out all right.
A little keener than last night, right?
It's fairly typical that the evening draws provide a little bit slower ice surface because of the warmth in the building.
Hard. Vic Peters' final stone. Real hard. Drawing for one.
Real hard. Easy.
Yep. Chris Neufeld closest to the stone. Scott Grant out in front.
T-line. Yep.
Show me the T-line, boys. Take it all the way. Let me know we can get it there. He's had it in his pocket, and he has it in the second end. As the Manitoba families cheer on Vic Peters and the team from the Granite. They'll pick up one here in the second. 1-0 Manitoba. Alberta to have the hammer for the first time in the third end of play. And now we go to the game between Nova Scotia and Ontario as they play two. Nova Scotia, Joel Goulden from Dartmouth opened with 2 in the first. Ontario's Ed Wernick getting ready and trying to decide what to do with his last stone. And he's in lots of trouble, Linda.
It looks like the red stones are 1-2, but it is a little tough to tell at the moment. Nova Scotia, of course, throwing red, so Ontario has to deal with this or take their one.
And Ontario trying to Nova Scotia trying to play spoiler here, of course. Ontario sitting at 4 losses, can clinch a spot in the final 4 with Alberta, Manitoba, and New Brunswick if they win the game. If Nova Scotia happens to win, well, then that would give them 5 losses and keep those other teams at 5 alive.
So it is a draw against 2. Ed has to hit the button area. Luckily for him, shot stone is at the back of the button, so he can come down to the face of it.
It has not been a very consistent week for the Ontario champions. Ed Wernick in his 10th Brier appearance, 2-time Canadian, 2-time world champion. Started off with 3 straight wins and then bump. They lost 2 on Monday, and it's been up and down ever since. And now they're really playing for their playoff lives. They do not want to get into a tiebreaker. Already down 2-0. Wernick trying to catch the button against 2, and Kawaja backs off the third. And now they'll watch it go. Goulden is there. It'll keep sliding and slide too far. 1-2. Steal of 2 for Nova Scotia. And Ontario is in big trouble through 2. Nova Scotia, the team from Dartmouth, up 4-0 as our coverage of the Labatt Brier continues on TSN.
Shaved black forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken, assorted sub.
Popular downtown deli or the Winklers on Maple Street. Introducing the new and improved taste of Maple Leaf sandwich meats that will turn your home into a deli. Deli shaved black forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken. Sub Express with ham, bologna, and summer sausage.
You forgot the mustard on table 7.
And you forgot your chest.
New Maple Leaf sandwich meat. Taste that's a cut above.
Welcome back to the Canadian Airlines Saddledome. Here are all the scores. British Columbia, one of those teams at 5 losses, trying to stay there. Whoa, Nova Scotia up quickly.
2 and then a steal of 2 New Brunswick. Congratulations to Jimmy the Kid, James Grattan. He's through and playing out the string now against the Yukon Northwest Territories against Lonnie Kofo from Whitehorse as we go to the third. Manitoba leading 1-0, and Alberta does have the hammer. First stone in front, and this is the Alberta lead. Don Bartlett. Shot, Don.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
I was going to say, if you aren't careful with this, Vic, if you try and run back on your own stone with our rule, and you peel it off, that rock comes back.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty tough one to make.
Got to try it once, eh?
Actually, with the world rule, it is for 4 rocks that you can't remove them, but you can remove your own. So it's a little bit different at the world level.
Way tight.
Hard. Manitoba leads Scott Grant.
Hard, guys.
Hard! 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 Gotta go hard! Hard!
All right.
What are we doing? Yeah. Gotta hit one of them, yeah.
2 red rocks in front, as far as Kevin's concerned, causes a problem, so you'll get one off and try and roll a little bit to the center line to cover the shot stone. And he has his rock out there. Remember, at all times, that's the control zone. That's the area
Weights up. Okay.
that you like to control.
Hurry. Weights up. Hard. Hard. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Shot.
Shot.
Hey, Danny. Yeah. Right in the nose, Danny. What's your nose? Normal.
Nose hit. Chris Neufeld put a tremendous display on last night. He curled sensational.
Yep. Hard. 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 Real hard. Real hard, guys. Oh, boy.
And he hasn't let up today.
And it's another situation where he made the great run back and his stone stayed. So now there's 2 Manitoba stones in front. So he gets rid of shot stone in the house. And he and the Manitoba team now own the front of the house. And Alberta doesn't like that.
Hit. Yep. Hard. Good. You're ready.
Shot. Tons of line, no.
If this is a typical sheet, this is the turn that really moves. Hog line in.
Hard. Hard. Keep her going. Okay. Shot, Danny.
And they work very hard. Look at them scrub. They're trying to hold it.
Live update for you. Northern Ontario, British Columbia as they play in 3. Northern Ontario, the team from the Sioux. They blanked 1, they blanked 2. Final stone for Chris Buchan, who throws the skip stones for Mike Coulter's team against Barry McPhee, one of those teams sitting at 5 losses. Drawing against what appear to be one at the back. Linda, that might be the shot stone.
I don't know if it's
or is it draw for two
or the one yellow is shot. We're going to have a look at all 3 maybe now.
There's Mike Coulter, his team at 2-7 out of the Sioux Curlers Association. One for sure, we're told. And now they'll measure the other 2. So we'll update you there. BC, of course, Barry McPhee lost today. It was a critical loss to Quebec, trying to stay at 5 losses.
Playing the run back.
Don Walchuk.
Threw that awful. Same thing. Is that other one of theirs in? One on the side in?
No, it's not, Danny. You realize you'd be hitting it.
Tight. Tight. Yep. Just over.
Now, it's the placement of these stones that Dan has had a little problem with. This is the kind of shot that we talked about, Linda.
Yep.
They've just been over curling. Some of the come-arounds have been ticking. Some weeks really didn't go like that. And luckily, Vic Peters has been the one that's been hot. So the small mistakes that Dan has made have not cost them that much.
That's a perfect shot.
Yeah, this is... I wondered, and I was going to ask you this, if you've got last rock, the stone is in the top 12, sure, it's covered, but why don't you go?
That's because this is the way Vic plays. We've seen this all week. We've seen it all his life. He just, you know, you maybe think of spreading them around the rings and just force them to take one, which is a good point, Vic, and I'm sure that's what you mean. And a lot of teams would do that. I may do that as well, but this is his aggressive style, and that's what we talk about. And there's no question you can also get bitten.
But also, the reason Alberta didn't go earlier is they didn't really like leaving the 4-foot area covered if they could prevent it. And the last guard was a little tighter. They thought maybe Don could run them both. But since he didn't succeed, they have 3 stones left to Manitoba's 2, so now they'll make the move.
Don Walchuk, we'll just tell everyone that Northern Ontario did get 2 in the third. The team from Sault Ste. Marie. So Barry McPhee has the hammer, playing 4, trailing 2-0.
Well, yeah.
Well, this gives Vic the opportunity he wants. This kind of shots he's been making all week long, and coming around and freezing on the face of a stone like this. It's behind the button.
It's like I threw it to here last stand, eh?
Told you he's not superstitious, although he might think about it, considering his record against Manitoba.
Kerry Burtonick and Jeff Stout in the last 2 years were the ones that knocked him out of his Brier bids. This year he hopes that Vic Peters isn't the one. He's feeling very confident, though. Both of these teams extremely confident with the way they've been playing.
Whoa, Denny. Whoa, right on. Room. Yep. Just to it. Yep. Hard. Good line. Just to it. Hard. Hard, guys. Whoa. Real hard. Whoa. What's that, Vic?
You know, you said it best. He's in a zone. He just has been that way from last Saturday.
Well, Kevin Martin, you know, you can see how these top people think. And when Don Walchuk's stone was going to be a little long, Kevin Martin brushed it like crazy to get it back far enough so that when Vic Peters throws to it, he wouldn't be on the pin. And if that rock was on the pinhole, it's going to be there at the end of the end. You got to get it here now. Kevin can freeze right to the face of this. He'll be shot stone.
Mine's a little tight. Hurt. Oh, room.
So the challenge laid down by Peters. Manitoba skip with his first. And now Martin trying to answer. Try the long one. Top 12. No, they'll bounce off.
Good. Okay. Wow.
Stepped up 3. Yeah.
A little light, eh? I guess that's why it curled so far.
Go around it again. Well, or this way. Yeah. Give him the tap for 1, right? You can't make 2 off that. Let's say we're top 8 over here. Right. Want to give him this? Not really, eh?
This is the respect,
Even if
again,
we're
they're
tight
showing
this,
a
we move
player
this one
that
to
can
here.
throw the big weight.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, as long as we get second shot or third shot out of it. Somehow, right? Hey, what do you think, Denny? Move that a little here.
What they're afraid of if they play the guard is he comes off this one here.
Well, he's got it off the side for 3.
Yes.
You come off either that one or the red one on the other side, too. So he's
I don't
got
either.
ways to play the big shot.
I gotta go around this one again. You like that? Try to come around here. Mind you sit it here, it's a double, right? It's an easier shot. I like that one. Okay. Where do you want here? You think we can bump for second shot? Oh, yeah. Let's play the bump.
He's been a long time coach. Jules Oucher, who actually played yesterday out of the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, filled in for Don Bartlett.
Remember, mine was way out. He's got it off the wall for 3, right? That's all he's got right now. He's got the tap for 1. You think that draw will go, Denny? I think we got to draw around it. Let's go around it.
There's the change.
I can only see a quarter. Yours just hooked as it died. Think the weight's the same out here? He's only allowed 1 more change. We've got to be 8 foot. Yeah.
Can he put this stone somewhere where they can't get 3?
You know, if you just gets it in and just tucks it around the front leg, and as long as it's the third shot rock, then they can't get 3 on you. You leave them the tap back.
Neufeld Grant, can they get it by? Yes! Oh, goodness! Great weight, but give some credit to that front end of Grant and Neufeld for dragging it there.
Great brushing. You're right on, Victor.
Double it, I guess, for 3. Or if you, if you can hit what you, you might spill them too. To hit what you can see. I don't know what you can see.
Wow.
Rewards are probably higher on that.
Do you remember one game where he made exactly the shot? Now it's a double off the side one. Or you can play the raise.
They get 3. You mean a draw weight, you mean? Yeah.
Raise for 1, or you could try the big shot.
I'm looking at that. Right on the nose of the red, and we get 3. Be pretty close. Don't need much, eh? Probably about here. Yeah.
Well, we've seen a few of these, haven't we, this week, Linda? Off of this one. Across onto this one. If you hit it properly, you'll kill that one and that one. And if you stay, you could score 3.
Linda, has Alberta got... Now, Martin misses his first. He comes up light, but with Walchuk's first stone, he decides to go behind, remember, with the third stone. So deciding to be aggressive at that point may cost him here.
It was just a little bit deep, so now they have to play the big shot.
Final stone. Will it come off? Over? No.
Steal of 2.
Steal of 2. So 2 wonderful draws by the Manitoba skip, Vic Peters, and some wonderful brushing by that front end of Neufeld and Grant. And Manitoba is out in front 3-0 in this game for first place here in the 16th round-robin draw, the Labatt Brier on TSN.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
At Maple Leaf, when we reduced the fat in our new lean and light wieners and bologna, we tested the taste with families just like yours. We found we could reduce the fat by 60%, and lean and light would still have that mouth-watering Maple Leaf taste. Any less fat? Well then, we'd appeal to only some members of the family. The uncompromised great taste of new Maple Leaf Lean and Light. Taste that's a cut above.
Maybe you think only those jet set types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Hi, it's me. Flight's delayed.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
Late. Can I skip my bath?
They're practically child's play.
Attention, Flight 11 is delayed.
Can I call you back?
With Nokia's big, easy-to-read screens, last number redial, and sleek designs.
No, don't hold dinner. I'm eating my body weight in hot dogs. No, wait up. You gotta tuck me in.
So get set to join the jet set. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
Hope you've got an insurance broker. Hope you've got an insurance broker. Sometimes the best insurance is an insurance broker. Because an independent insurance broker works for you, not just one insurance company, to evaluate your needs to cover you best.
Welcome back to the Canadian Airlines Saddledome and TSN's continuing coverage of this Labatt Brier. This is the game between Nova Scotia and Ontario as they play three. You notice Nova Scotia with last rock scored 2, stole 2 in the second. And now Linda Edwarinick getting ready for his final stone. Shot stone is the yellow biting top button. They were perfectly lined up, and then Lowell Goulden with his last stone rearranged them into this position.
Well, it's unfortunate for Lowell because it looks like if Ed hits the yellow and the red stones top 8, but at the same time he can hit and stay for 3.
And it would put Ontario right back in this must-win game for them to clinch a playoff spot. A loss would drop them back to 5 and keep all those other teams alive at 5.
Can he stay for even 4? Or is he going to push it too far?
Could it be 4? Goulden? 1, 2, 3. 3 for Ontario, and just like that, one end will bring Ontario back into it against the team from Dartmouth. As we go back to our featured game here in this 16th draw, 4th end. Manitoba with 1 in the second with the hammer. They steal 2 and 3. Alberta again with last rock here in 4. First stone from the Alberta lead is a corner. Manitoba's first stone, Scott Grant, sits biting top button.
Let's review that last end, Linda. We've talked all the time about Vic keeps coming and coming. Vic Rauter asked the question, but why would you not split the rings and throw up the guarding a rock in the 12-foot? He knows when he guards the rock in the 12-foot, he got the spread that he got. Maybe he didn't want quite that much spread that Kevin's going to go. On Kevin's go-around, Don Walchuk's shot, Don's got to make that shot top of the tee line. If he makes it, that whole end is different. It slips behind the button, now the end is on. As it turns out, Kevin does have this angle off raise for 3, and that's what we're saying when we say to you that Vic can get bitten, because if Kevin makes that shot, that's a 3-ender. But if you don't make those shots, you're up 3. And now we talk what?
Now we can do
in
this.
curling. Do we not talk percentages?
Got a manager.
How many
big end
of the percentages of those angle raises type shots do you make? Kevin makes a lot more than a lot of people that I know. But is it a percentage?
But many skips would have looked at just the tap for 1.
For 1.
And that shot actually wasn't too difficult. It was a good line. They knew the path, and the rocks he was tapping too were behind the tee line. Just the very aggressive nature of Kevin. And sometimes when you've got that extra bag thing in your bag of tricks or your package where you can throw the big weight, sometimes you're so confident about that you don't even think that you might miss. Now Alberta's going to have to struggle back.
That's good.
And they could do that. They were down 4-0 to Saskatchewan last night, and now there's a little difference in the two teams, but they fought back last night. And the other thing that's a little different against, can I call you Vic number 1 or Vic number 2? Which would you prefer, 1 or 2?
Well, we have a Vic P and a Vic R, I think.
No, I don't want Vic, I'll call you Victor, okay?
It's in. It's like T-line. No, no.
The other thing about Vic Peters is that he'll keep coming, and when he keeps coming...
No, Scotty.
That is the worst possible spot.
And that's from Chris Neufeld, who we haven't seen miss very many.
That is for sure.
We can get a little flop here. Great. Just here.
Alberta second, Rudy Rumsharan.
With Vic Peters, you're always playing a difficult, tough, soft shot, usually. And you have to make them because he just stays on the offense. And if you don't...
No.
But that also means that you're going to have your opportunities to get back.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Same with Wernick and all the great teams.
Well, here's an example right here.
Covered.
You got to hit one of them now. Let me just play this. Yeah. Okay? No, really no. Three-quarter rock.
Rolling out is fine.
Chris Neufeld, as we play here in 4. 3-0 Manitoba leading.
Ball. Clean. Clean. Yeah. Roll this one. Atta boy.
Atta boy. Shot, man.
I'm gonna go here. Where? Hey, got room.
A lot of attention on that young man this week.
Okay, room.
33-year-old Rudy Rumsharan, the native of Trinidad.
Yeah, well, let her die then. Let her die. Come on, curl a little. Huh? Shot.
Yeah. It's good here, Dan. Okay, it's a good shot. Okay, Danny.
Yeah, it looks like about 3 feet. Pass this red one.
Trying to guard the double raise possibility that Alberta has at the moment.
Tight. Fine, Greg.
Playing third stones here in this 4th. Manitoba's Dan Carey.
Okay, good line. Good line. Easy. Over. Clean. No, it's fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, guys, cutting like crazy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right off. Good throw.
I wouldn't mind seeing you throw a draw weight thing at that.
Push it to where?
Just back 8 kind of weight.
We're going to push it to the middle here?
Push it in over here. Split it. Just throw like back 8 foot weight and we'll try to make it.
Okay.
What do you think about this? Just back 8 weight?
Back 8 weight.
You got another rock in the rings. You hit on the nose, might get a double.
This is slowly trying to build things up. Remember, Alberta's down 3 at the moment, so they're taking some chances, leaving the clutter that's up there. Trying to get another one in, and hopefully at some point, with Kevin Martin's rocks, they can get that shot rock.
It appears with third stones to be rather a desperate thing to get that from that far out to raise it in. Are they a little desperate right now?
Well, sure. Look at the situation. You know, a lot of teams wouldn't be in this position with rocks in play again when they're 3 up, but that's what Vic does. He just keeps coming at you. So Kevin's got to get some rocks in play here.
Nice shot. Excellent shot.
And he's got 3 shots in there. 3 second shot, third shot, and is that 4th shot as well?
Maybe not, but some rocks might fly later on. Vic's starting to worry a bit.
In between there, guard.
I think it is 4th.
Yeah. Same weight, eh? Anywhere right here beside this one? Yeah.
I have to leave that up to you, Vic. That's too tough for these old guys.
They're not terrible with that.
They are pretty close.
Another guard.
Easy. A little high, a lot of room. Line's good. Yeah. Line's good. Hard. Hard. Well, easy. Yeah, gotta get it by. Hard. Hard, 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 hard. Real hard.
Want to get it by the yellow
hard,
one.
Hard, hard. Get it by, Diddy.
Good sweeping.
Weight's no good. You gotta hammer it.
Hit this straight back, but
I like that.
You like that?
If you don't make it, you open it up and he's got to play with it. He's got to deal with it.
Right on the nose.
Yeah.
What kind of weight?
Even wider than that. Just in case you miss it, eh? Then we can just tap it around or something.
Back line?
Yeah.
You don't really want that 5 stone to, huh?
Just go off to the side some and make it.
A quieter weight, we can hit less, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what? Just
let's throw hack.
Hack?
Yeah.
Red onto yellow.
Hack might not be enough. We better go board. Make sure it's got enough to move it.
Board.
Alberta third. Don Walchuk as we play here in 4. 3-0 Manitoba leading.
All right. Between the two? Yeah. Let's take it a little wider even. Okay. Try over here, eh? Yeah. Taking this? Yeah. You could draw right into the crotch. You could double them off, too. Yeah, but that's tough. If I touch that guard, it's got an easy 4. Well, you can see almost all. No, if we're going to do anything, just play this right here.
What Dan's talking about is this here.
Some of that. Corner freeze here? Right? Yep. Like here? Yep. At least outcount these 2. I throw a guard there. He hits that right in the nose. He's line 3. Yeah. That's why I don't mind killing both those. Yeah, but I don't... What ice? Oh, yeah, I guess the outside guard there, eh? Oh, yeah. The outturn. I like this. I know, but what ice? You hit this anywhere wrong, he's got 4. Or hit that guard, he's got 4. What does he got if I can get it here? Right. Well, even in the crotch. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I don't like the guard. He just noses that red, and then that's awfully hard.
Another rock and play.
The triple is a quarter rock shot, right? Or the double. No, but even the double doesn't do much. The shot rock's wide open. Well, I can see my whole rock right now. Draw. A little less, Dan.
Would you be satisfied coming right to the face of your own, or just do you want to corner freeze it?
No, you want a corner freeze on the Yellowstone.
Lots of room.
He wants another rock in. Excuse me, Vic, but he wants another rock in there.
Manitoba's Vic Peters, his first.
Way out. No. Way out. No. 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 Yep.
Gotta get it there.
Hard. Hard. Real hard. Hard. Real hard. Jeez.
That's what I told you about once they get over the hog line.
What the hell? What kind of sweeping is that?
I don't know.
That's not my last one, but I missed this.
You're just going to have to make it.
You got to make a decision on the brushing.
Huh? We just got to hit it on
Lots
the
of
side
weight, lots of weight, lots of weight.
Okay.
Many people might wonder why Vic is so upset. The situation still looks pretty good.
Okay.
This is the kind of respect people have for Kevin Martin.
Hey?
Stand up.
Yeah, I know. I'm just taking a look.
You even might wonder why Kevin played the shot last in that he played, but this was earlier this week against Nova Scotia, a similar shot to the one we saw on the third end, off the side, coming at shot rock, and that's why people respect Kevin so much for the big weight shots, and that's why Kevin also calls the strategy the way he does, because he sets himself up to make the big shot. He's going to have to make a big one here, a big run back, or he's going to be in more trouble.
Kevin Martin and his first. He trails 3-0 here in 4. Right on the nose, they said.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he'll kill one of his own at the back.
Oh, we got a couple shots left.
There's just so many rocks around, you have to be eyeing everything to see what you are leaving.
We got that.
Kevin
3
Martin.
right now.
Yeah, okay, let's kill this one. Roll it in here, maybe even, eh?
Yeah, we can roll for second shot. Be great.
Yeah,
Right the back one. I think this is a good call.
Is this straight here?
Kevin's going to have to angle in off of something.
That Donnie said was pretty straight.
Yeah,
Get rid of this one here.
You can nose isn't bad. Nose doesn't hurt us.
Nose is okay, but you could actually
nose
roll.
Doesn't hurt us.
Roll it over here.
We can even come to this too, eh?
Yeah, no. Yeah, let's play the flop.
Roll behind is fine. Anywhere behind those stones.
It's got the angle for 3, so we'll hit the second shot.
Very good. Try to hit the flat, roll behind maybe?
Mind, he's got the come around right now for 2, doesn't he? What? Sure he's got it. He's got, what?
Why you can make it.
Absolutely. He's got the come around.
I don't think you can protect everything, though. I think you got.
What do you guys think?
The thing is, if you play the come around here, you play it.
He'll play this on you, too.
Right? Or guard it, what happens?
He plays that angle raise for 3.
That's right.
You know?
That's not a bad shot hitting roll.
Just give him a 2.
Well, I don't think it's giving it.
Well, I can make that. I can make that tap back right now.
Well, can't you get second shot on the roll?
Yeah, if it rolls perfect.
Yeah, okay.
The
tap back they're talking is this
I
here.
don't think it's right shot. Let's play a roll. Okay, it's 3-0, so we got to remember that. Give us 2 still.
There's your lesson, Victor R.
Look at the scoreboard, huh?
Yeah, but think of all the strain that you go through in this game. They have to think about every shot Kevin Martin can play because of what he brings to the game.
Whoa! Whoa!
The last for Manitoba. Peters.
Throw.
See.
You want to roll perfect. Just had to leave it a bit.
Oh, we gotta try it.
Okay. Yeah, even in the crotch, you get 1.
Yeah.
Now, Vic,
Yeah, a little thin and better than thick, eh?
Vic Peters thought he had the tap back here for 2, Linda, because that's what Vic said. And Kevin Martin says, I don't think I have that, so he didn't even look at it. He's going to play this one here, drive it back on that one for 2.
Well, doesn't it? I mean, the ice moves here, does it not?
But the red rock, if you look, draw the line back on the Redstone top 12, it is basically covering that rock, and it's also tight. So you have to get a lot of finish to get it, and you have to tap the Redstone because it's at the top of the button. So it's questionable.
If he hits it wrong, too, he might be able to give up
Wow, right
a couple.
Oh. Oh. Come on, finish a little.
Finish a little, finish nothing.
Not with that weight, they're not going to finish.
Steal of 1 for Manitoba here in 4.
That didn't curl at all with that weight. No, I didn't rock did I throw there.
And for the first time this week, we're seeing a little anxiety, little confusion on the face of Kevin Martin. Vic Peters is up now, 4-0 after 4. Update. This is British Columbia against Northern Ontario as they play final stone in 4 for Barry McPhee. Trying to keep himself alive. Sitting at 5 losses. Quiet tap back to sit 1. He'll roll away. Shot stone, that red stone. And McPhee's in trouble. He knows he cannot afford another loss. 3-0. Northern Ontario there.
The job was to build a tough truck, so we put the F-150 through hard labor and came up with features that work. The only super cab with a standard 3rd door. The only 60/40 split rear bench. More footroom, more headroom, and the safety of standard dual airbags. We figure if it can handle the punishment from 9 to 5, it should work just fine on weekends. The 1997 Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
Maybe you think only those fast lane types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Well, Bob, I'm running late.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
So, cover for me during finger paint?
They're practically child's play.
Right, it's Science Day.
With Nokia's big screens, easy to find names and numbers, and sleek designs.
Coach, could you handle Sandbox for me? I'm like in a 4-lane parking lot. We're talking rest period before I get there. Oh, I forgot my show and tell.
So now we can all be in the fast lane. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like noodles. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
It was about the time that gold was discovered on Bonanza Creek that the Canadian Bank of Commerce set out on the epic trek to the Klondike to be the government's official bank. There was plenty of gold, all right, but the men knew they could trust the bank because they were there on behalf of the government and could see a larger dream, a dream called Canada.
As in the past, CIBC continues to play a pioneering role by investing in Canada's vision of the future. Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Ray Turnbull and Linda Moore have made a series of curling videos featuring world champions Jeff Stout and Kim Gillard. The mechanics of the delivery, sweeping motion, strategy of the game, plus a viewer's guide. Call 1-800-454-8888. Order yours today. Well, we showed you Northern Ontario steal of 1 against Barry McPhee, so, well, thirsty Mike Coulter from the Sioux. As he goes at 5, up 3-0. Nova Scotia gets 1 in the 4th against Ontario in a must-win for Ed Wernick if he wants to go through to the Final 4 without a tiebreaker. As we return to the game now, and would you agree, for the first time, as I suggested, that was as complex a face we've seen on, and a confused face, if I can call it that, on Kevin Martin.
Well, he had a similar situation last night. He was down 4-0, but I think you're right, Vic, in the fact that last night he was missing what were fairly easy shots, and he just knew he didn't have the feel for draw weight and that kind of thing. In this game, he's facing a team that is just coming at him with everything, as you said, Ray, and he's just not had an opening to get back in it.
Well, as you know, we don't want to continue to be repetitious like this, but it is what Vic Peters does best of all. He just keeps playing and keeps coming and keeps coming, and sooner or later, I mean, inevitably, in a game, you know, a big forehand is going to be thrown at you. It's going to happen. He had 3 scored against him the other night when we were doing this game. You know, it came back to win it, but it was...
Good throw. Shot. What, Scott?
I think you'll see Kevin give himself at least a little bit easier shot this end. This would be the way I would play it now. He's played 2 fairly difficult shots, 2 ends in a row for the big score. And now I think he's probably wise if he tries to get something built up earlier. We saw Don had great numbers, 100%, but that's because he's just been positioning rocks, trying to get things going, and he's had to make the huge shot to get them back in the game quickly. Good. They just are going to have to peck away a little more slowly, I think.
Hurry. Hard. Hard. Right up. Come on. Hard. Right up. Right up.
So the Alberta front end is executing well.
Manitoba second, Chris Neufeld here in 5. 4-0, Manitoba leading.
Wow. Wow, right off. Oh, boy.
He plays in the rings where Vic wants it. Kevin will throw up another one in front because he'd love to get something up in front again. And that's exactly why Peters ran off the long guard. It was a good shot by Don Bartlett. So you concede the good shot and go and get the long guard.
They'll bring this one a little tighter, make the feel more difficult, and also they'll try and get it in front of the red stone that's top 12. They can leave a corner of the yellow one showing because it'll just jam back on the other red one.
Not ready. Not ready. Okay, Danny. Sam King.
Little chin weight, little chin music, maybe.
It's called up here.
Yep. Quick.
By the chin of my chinny chin chin.
Chris Neufeld.
And even you remember that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. Kind of goes with he huffed and he puffed.
Same shot.
Same guard.
This Alberta team back in the back Brier for a 3rd straight year. It's the 5th appearance for Kevin Martin, who won it in Hamilton in 91, and at the World Championships that year finished 3rd.
Oh, that's a good shot.
It is really quite impressive, the number of steals that Manitoba has had this week, and the multiple score that they've made on some of those steals has been amazing.
Yep. Clean. Clean. Avoid that. Good throw.
Earlier we asked you about the playoff format and if you had any suggestions. This email brought to you by AT&T Canada from Brian Forrest of Hamilton. Why not use the championship bowling format where the top 5 teams qualify and then 5 plays 4 and then so on down through 1?
Yeah, I don't, I like that too.
So 1 goes right through to the final.
My only problem with that, Brian, and I agree with you, that would solve the issues we're talking about, but that would qualify 5 out of 12 teams, and I think that's just a little bit too much, personally. What What makes it fun is that we all have an opinion.
Yep. I guess I would just like to find a format where the clear winner of the round robin is rewarded. I feel he's worked hard to get through that round robin. And it must be clear as far as I'm concerned too. I don't mean who beat who in the round robin. It's but interesting, Brian. Good question.
Same thing. Yeah.
Huge crowd today, just huge.
Clean, clean, clean. Boy, Dan.
Danny looks a lot sharper today, Linda.
Center, don't you think? Or?
Those are big numbers for both thirds.
Well, and particularly for Kerry because he's brought his game up. Huh?
Yeah, well, he just... He would have told himself Dan's a very honest, terrific guy, and I haven't been as... but he knows how well he can play. Yeah, we've all seen him play so well.
He doesn't have to prove anything. We've seen him play well. It's just that he was struggling, and you feel for a player when they're just that little bit off every time.
Right off.
Back 8.
Back 8 is the call from Don Bartlett.
Hurry. Hurry. Back 4, back 8.
Hurry, we got to get just off the tick here. It's just going to make a double 12. No.
Yeah, there's the double.
Right.
This one first? Yeah. Right in the crotch.
Right in the crotch.
Right in the
you
crotch.
can hit this one. This one's a shade higher, eh? Want to go in?
I think so. We've played a lot.
Okay.
We know it cuts, eh? Right?
Yeah.
Got to hit that one first.
I didn't even try. I know you
got to hit that.
Never got anywhere near the...
A little more, Dan. Or we can play the other turn.
He gives it every alternate, doesn't he, Linda?
He must be so tired at the end of the game with all the thinking and the turns and the... I like the way he calls the game, but he really thinks out there.
Yeah. Hard!
First for Manitoba's Vic Peters.
Harder!
Whoa!
Whoa!
That curled.
He got it going away. I think he started it too, there's no question. And so he jammed it. He had to hit the other one first.
I need more ice.
Tell you one thing that this start by Manitoba has done has taken this crowd out of it, and it's very pro Alberta and Martin. But a comeback here of 2 would put them right back into it.
Well, that's what, yeah.
I didn't want to take more ice and then be high and nose it.
Right.
Vic thought it was not enough ice, and that's why it overcurled and hit the right-hand stone first rather than the other way, which would have given him the double.
Kevin Martin and his first.
Manitoba stone is shot raw. They're playing the tap.
Hard.
Yeah, double them off. Need a little more than half.
Is that the shot you would have played?
Just about half.
Or would you have maybe tried to hit it and roll away? I mean,
yeah.
It overcurled to the angle that they wanted. They either wanted to get the inside flop, obviously, but they could have hit it straight back and not set up this angle for Vic.
Could take a little more ice on this shot too, I think, Linda.
10 double, guys.
Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Vic Peters.
Whoa!
He got it.
very close. It just straightened right up with that weight.
Thanks.
He's been making them look awfully easy.
Thought for a second he was just going to punch it through.
Well, I mean, I think he took a big breath too about halfway down Linda.
Well, things are more open, but Kevin is still facing two.
Line should be good. Clean. Clean. Oh. Line's good. T-line.
You got backing. You got backing. Got backing. Got. Okay, good.
So finally, the fans here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome have a chance to cheer on the provincial champion, but he's not satisfied with his one. They'll go to the fifth end break and trailing. Manitoba leading 4-1 over Kevin Martin and Alberta as they play for first place in this 16th draw. Nova Scotia, Ontario, as they play 5. Nova Scotia leading 5-3 over Ontario. Final stone for Ed Wernick coming up here, Linda, and this is a hit for 3 for the Ontario champion and the lead. Boy, what a comeback this has been.
We'll just play this quietly so that it breaks enough if they end. And it's his favorite outturn.
Nova Scotia with last rock. Opened with 2, then stole 2 in the second. Ontario came back with 3 in the third. Nova Scotia got 1 in 4. And now a chance for 3. Ontario here in the fifth.
Nice shot.
So through 5, Ontario will have a 6-5 lead. Ed Wernick trying to clinch a spot in the Final 4. He can do it with a win. A loss would drop him back into potential tiebreakers here at the Labatt Brier.
This sports break is brought to you by Midas, the way it should be. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the TSN Newsroom. March Madness is well underway south of the border. First round action this afternoon. Number 12, Valparaiso, taking on number 5, Boston College. Bryce Drew leading the underdogs from long distance. Drew was 6 for 6 from three-point range in the opening half, but Boston College responds in the second as Keenan Jordan nails a three-pointer of his own to tie it at 44. Late in the game, BC up 6 after Bevan Thomas scores his 15th point off the bench, and BC hangs on for the victory. The final score this afternoon was 73 to 66 for Boston College. Other first-round winners today included Kansas, California, Cincinnati, and Villanova. Purdue is leading Rhode Island 79-72 late in the game. They're in overtime, and Illinois is trailing Iowa State 62 to 63. We'll see you in an hour.
That's all it takes, a country style.
And hey, that's all it takes for the Just One Taste of Spring Fever contest. So for a taste of spring, turn up a country style and turn up a winner. Collect to win, mail to win, or win instantly. Wow. More than 1 million prizes. Like Duquesne Party Grills. Wow. Fabulous lawn boats with Honda outboard and trailer. And 5 Honda Shadow American Classic Editions. Woohoo! Hurry, Spring Fever won't last forever, so turn up a country style.
Takes a country style.
At first glance, this CV joint looks like most other CV joints, except for one important feature. Only UAP Napa CV joints meet the top quality standards of UAP Napa. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job. Available at Auto Pro and UAP Napa member installers.
My nose is stubbed up, dry, and irritated, too. Otrivin. New Otrivin with moisturizer.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like little boats. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
the 1997 Labatt Brier from Calgary, Alberta. Brought to you by Labatt. Good Things Brewing. By AT&T Canada. In a world of long distance, there is only one true choice. And by Ford Trucks. Go where you've never gone before.
Potential all-stars in all these players. Manitoba leads Scott Grant, and for Alberta, Don Bartlett. Throwing second stones, Chris Neufeld. And the newcomer, the rookie, Rudy Rumsharan. Third stones, Dan Carey, who's picked it up today for Manitoba, and one of the best in Don Walchuk. And the two skips. 9 and 0, both of them coming in. Manitoba's Vic Peters and Alberta's Kevin Martin. We've played 5, 4-1, Manitoba leading in this battle for first place. Stay with us right after the game for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Interstate Batteries.
I think I've got 3. I'm throwing 3 rock for sure, but I don't know. I think maybe Rudy's.
You know, racing for Interstate means my battery has enough power to run my car, as well as some other race necessities, like this mini fridge, my foot massager. Heck, I even had a big screen put in for my friends.
Let's study the numbers now. After 5, brought to you by Ford. Linda?
Well, certainly steals are the story. Alberta actually forced Manitoba to take 1 in the second end, but Kevin played 2 very complicated ends with hammer in a row, and Manitoba stole them both. Those are the big 3 sitting under Manitoba. And you've seen the numbers during the game. The numbers are huge for both teams, but it was the big shots that Kevin Martin tried in the 3rd and the 4th end that didn't work out. They have been the difference in this game so far.
4-1, Manitoba leading. Hello to Shauna Martin and the other members of the Alberta family.
You know, I've spoken with so many of you over the last few months. One thing comes through loud and clear. Canadians want real long-distance savings with no restrictions. Sign up now and get 1 month of free long distance from AT&T Canada. Here's how.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over the local phone company's rates with no restrictions. With the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan, we don't tell you when or where to call. There's absolutely no spending minimum, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 1 month of free long distance to call anywhere in the world, from St. John's to Singapore. Absolutely free. Call 1-800-790-2255 right now for your 25% savings, plus 1 month free to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us. So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
What could be simpler? There's no cost to sign up, and no technician will come to your home. Start saving 25% on all your long-distance calls, no matter how much or how little you spend. Try us now, and we'll even give you 1 month of free long distance. Call now. Thank you for calling AT&T Canada.
So through 5, this was expected to be back and forth, and it's 4-1 Manitoba as we start 6, and the team from the Grant and Winnipeg has last rock, but you were suggesting during the break that maybe Kevin Martin will learn something from all this.
But what I'm suggesting is Kevin Martin knows he can play any shot, but sometimes you try that big shot just once too often. And as Ray mentioned, there are percentages with every shot. And yes, Kevin Martin makes a lot of those in-offs, those double takeouts, but you don't make them every time.
And so if you're leading after 5, good chance you're going to win. And Manitoba leads 4-1 as we start 6.
Right.
What? Can't flare there.
Well, Vic is a member, obviously, of the Granite Curling Club, which I'm a member of, and I get a chance to see him a lot on a regular basis, Linda. And a couple of things I can tell you about Vic Peters that put him in the position that he's in. Number one, He goes to the post every weekend. He's out there traveling the circuit. He plays them all. Not one here, not one there. He's gone. He plays. He works so hard at his game. He also throws thousands of rocks, literally thousands. He's one of the guys that works hard at this game, and obviously you can see why he can do some of the things he can do. But he is he's not out here by error. He's out here by plan, and as is, as most of the top teams do. You're just kidding yourself if you think you can win at this game and not work at it. In the past, we could do that, or get away with it sometimes, but not any longer.
There are so many good players, so many players that are technically sound, so the edge comes from the little bit of experience from the Cashfield circuit, perhaps, where you've gotten yourself into situations, from the ability to handle the pressures in those situations, and from the mental preparation those tournaments give you.
Well, you look at the contrast, for example, the people from the Yukon Northwest Territories, it's tough to get the competition because you have to travel so far and it's so expensive. But you take, for example, the Mike Coulter's team from Northern Ontario. They played 20 games together before they got to the Brier. Well, it just isn't the same kind of thing, and obviously, and they've done very well here, and so on and so forth. But you're not going to come to a Brier like this with the level of player we have here, and expect to beat Kevin Martin, Eddie Wernick, Vic Peters, who literally this year will play 150 to 200 games and throw rocks 3 days a week.
No, it's not now.
Hey, a lot of room. Lots of weight. Whoa, then. Stay close. Yep. Whoa, room. 4 foot. T-line. Oh. That's a nice shot, Ruth.
Very nice.
All the scores now in this 16th draw, and the games are into the second half. Ontario with that 3, leading Nova Scotia in a must-win for Wernick if he hopes to avoid a possible tiebreaker.
Yep. Hard. Well, whoa, Dan. Yep. Hard.
Yeah, boy. Well, study. Beauty. Throw, Denny. Good shooting, Denny.
He's just been playing great all week.
Great shot. Good straight throw there.
They'll be pretty proud in Gimli. The Baker from Gimli.
Not quite.
Certainly taking the crowd out of the game, obviously, with Kevin struggling a little bit. And it's a big one. We're talking 10, 11,000 people here. Another 4,000 or 5,000 over in the Brier Patch.
And our featured game is on sheet A, beside part of the crowd, which is over 10 certainly. And by the time the weekend packages arrive for tonight, up in the neighborhood of 15,000 a draw for the rest of the games through Sunday's final. Record-setting Brier.
We've talked a lot about Shorty Jenkins and Dave Merklinger and the entire ice crew. Shorty wanted me to pass on to the staff of this building just how fantastic they've been and how accommodating they've been and how they've bent over backwards to do everything, and they let all the, working with the plant and doing all the things. So the people of this Saddledome, the Canadian Airlines Saddledome, I can tell you that the head ice maker here, Shorty Jenkins and David Merklinger, are really, really pleased to have worked with you. And that's the reason that we have the ice facility we have out here, which has been terrific.
Hard. Real hard. Well, yep. Hard. Well.
That's great curling, Danny.
This weekend is the CIAU Hockey Championships. You'll see the semifinals on Saturday at 12:30. It's York and Guelph, and then at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, University of New Brunswick against Alberta.
Yeah, they have, Jimmy the Kid. James Grattan and the team from the Thistle St. Andrews, they're through. And they'll finish third, and they will battle the fourth-place team in our first of the quarterfinals coming up tomorrow afternoon.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Just about a perfect shot, and that's kind of been the day for Don Walchuk. He's just been that little bit off. It's sort of what we were talking about Dan Carey the last few days, where he's so close and just that tiny bit off, and that's the way it's worked for Alberta today.
Dan Carey as we play third stones here in 6. 4-1, Manitoba leading.
I don't want to roll. Right in the nose.
I don't want to roll.
Oh, boy.
He'll sit right there.
Brushing, guys. Hit and roll.
What, Dan? Good throw. You want to flopper behind me?
Manitoba with the hammer here in 6. First skip stone, Kevin Martin.
Pretty close.
Right off.
Oh. Come back a little. No.
They got to go off. Sit there. I don't mind their. Yeah, no, they're. You get her half behind is great. Half behind. Yeah? You know, then you can't get back it, eh? Yeah. Love to roll half behind. The nose is all right. Nose is all right too, didn't he?
Oh, well, certainly different ice for sure, but
A little straighter.
still, I just he knows this thing will go around. He can't afford to give a deuce.
Oh, yeah.
No. Clean.
Vic Peters.
No. No. Yeah, roll it.
Wow. Roll.
Suggestion from Kevin was it's just a little bit straighter with the up weight today.
Cutting this, okay?
And you heard Kevin say it doesn't matter what he does with this, I'm going around. We can't afford to give him 2 points, so if I don't get the perfect roll, he'll have a hit for 2. So he's asked Chris Neufeld, Danny, he calls him to time Kevin's draw, so see if it's any different. Kevin's going to try and steal the point by going around the center guard. Make a good shot here. He can force Vic to draw. He's going to have the other side of the sheet if he so desires it.
Kevin's still taking quite a bit of ice for the draw, so they must expect it to move with draw weight, even though it hasn't as much with takeout weight.
Line's good. Through. Stay close. Whoa, whoa.
Lot of room. Lot of room. Yep, finish, dig it back. Right back, right back. Far as it goes. Far as it goes. Okay.
It didn't really break like we thought it might, Linda, but it's buried, it's covered. Vic's just taking a look now to see how much he can see, and he can see about half of it.
Bumper. Wide bumper.
That's, I mean, the potential is there, considering the way Vic has been throwing it. Tap it back if he can get to it for 3.
Or hack. We can throw hack. No,
I mean, it's that 2-on-1 kind of thing here. Don't you try and cut it down here? And
no,
really hack.
I agree with Kevin's thought process there, Vic. I mean, he can't give Vic Peters a deuce here. He's down 6-1.
If he was down 1, he would have been hitting.
No question.
But down 3, he was going for it.
And he got it more than half covered. This is no easy shot, Linda. Now run straight, you heard Kevin say.
Vic Peters' final stone here. He leads 4-1.
He threw it outside.
Going to come up for him. Catch a corner, nothing. Never mind.
He's just toying with it.
Yeah. That'll bring him back. They've been waiting to do some hooting and hollering here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome. And as Kevin Martin makes his way down, he said to Dan Carey, you guys are just playing with us.
Well, that's a big miss, and that was a good shot by Kevin. He was half exposed, and you heard Kevin say to Don Walchuk, it's a little straighter today, I think, and Vic may have got caught on that a bit.
Now we go to the game between Nova Scotia and Ontario as they play 6. It is 6-5, Ontario leading. Nova Scotia, Gold Goulden from the Dartmouth Curling Club, does have the hammer. And Ontario is line 1, top button, that's the yellow stone, and covered.
I think he's lying a couple, is he not, Vic? I can't see.
Well, I can't see
there
over
is a
here.
red stone behind
I see, okay.
Werdick and John Kawaja that's hiding that. I think his second shot, but it's close.
Yeah, so they've maybe certainly won.
Wait.
Trying in to catch more of the button, Linda.
He's trying, but I'm not sure about the line here.
Staying out there.
It is.
And we're told now as we see it, he's line 4. The he is Ontario, line 4. Through now, they had to give up on it, and it'll come up light.
Definitely 4.
Steal of 4 for Ontario, and you can hear the hearts of Quebec, BC, and Newfoundland sink as Ontario goes up 10-5 over Nova Scotia.
At first glance, this strut looks like most other struts, except for one important feature. Only UAP Napa struts meet the top quality standards of UAP Napa. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
It started with a pair of boots. Kodiak boots, actually. And it just grew from there. It grew from boots to shoes. From shoes to clothing. Everything to dress you up or dress you down. Oops, not that far down. You could say that wearing Kodiaks has taken on a whole new meaning.
When people hear the Hendrick Motorsports team switch to Quaker State this year, they'll probably think Quaker State wrote us a big check. Well, that's not how it happened. First it had to pass our camshaft test. Then it had to pass our dyno test. Then it had to pass a track test. Then they wrote us the big check.
Look for the new Quaker State NHL Cool Collectibles catalog at all dealers displaying this sign. You can get great NHL League and team-identified items when you have your oil changed with Quaker State, the official motor oil sponsor of the NHL.
Deli shaved Black Forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken, assorted sub.
Popular downtown deli or the Winklers on Maple Street. Introducing the new and improved taste of Maple Leaf sandwich meats that will turn your home into a deli. Deli shaved Black Forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken. Sub Express with ham, bologna, and summer sausage.
You forgot the mustard on table 7.
And you forgot your check.
New Maple Leaf sandwich meats. Taste that's a cut above.
At first glance, this set of brakes looks like most other brakes, except for one important feature. Only UAP Napa brakes meet the top quality standards of UAP Napa. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
Well, this is, for all intents and purposes, this is the ball game, and I think maybe Vic got caught a little bit on the fact that it is running straighter. You heard Kevin Martin turn to Don Walchuk and say that, and he throws his up weight, and it stays right on the edge of the 4-foot line. You can see it coming down on the blue edge as it moves into the gray guard zone area, and it goes right by it. It's a steal of 1. It could have been the ball game right there. You'd be shaking hands.
You know, Ray, I thought he was going to play about halfway because of how straight it went. I was very surprised with the selection. Or broom it tight and just pick it out.
So we go to 7. Manitoba leading 4-2. And the team from the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg has the hammer.
All right, make sure it's here. Yeah, it's here. Okay. Nice shot, Don.
Here are all the scores. Manitoba up in the game for first place. British Columbia struggle down the stretch for Barry McPhee. That's the one, though, that'll kill all those teams at 5 losses. And New Brunswick James Grattan, Jimmy the Kid is into the Final Four.
Hard.
Manitoba leads Scott Grant.
Real hard.
Right over. Shot.
It's still a long way back for Alberta.
To the guard route.
They need a lot of really good guards. Nice come around by Don Bartlett, so they'll try and protect that shot.
Well, Linda, you'd be interested to know, just when we move, wait till Rudy throws here.
I think we're going to have to go on this thing at some point.
Flight.
Hurry then. Hurry.
Playing the guard.
Hurry.
I got a package in the mail this morning at my hotel, FedEx, from one of your teammates, Debbie Jones-Walker, and a card from the Bisonettes, wishing, thanking us for the coverage and wishing the boys good luck. And also in the package was a pair of boxer shorts with the little buffaloes on it.
Real hard.
And the note on here says, P.S. we would like the proof on TSN that you are actually wearing the shorts. I am wearing them, but there'll be no proof at my age.
Okay. British Columbia, and you saw Barry McPhee trying the run back. And the struggles continue for him. A steal of one, and McPhee, if the scoreboard on his sheet doesn't hurt, certainly the Ontario score does. Mike Coulter is up now 7-2, but McPhee's big loss was the one this morning to Quebec. That really hurt him, dropped it back to 5 losses.
That's better.
Looks good.
So, of course, Ray, although you are supporting the Bisons by wearing those boxers, you're, of course, very unbiased in this broadcast.
I try to be.
Yes, you are. It was very cute, though, of them to do that. So hello to Debbie and the entire Manitoba team.
Another peel.
Chris Neufeld, the Gimli slider.
Yeah, clean. That's better. That's a good throw. Shot.
Chris must have thrown one a little bit offline or something, because you heard Vic say, well, that's better now. Yeah. 1 out of 10,000.
I didn't notice.
No.
We were in a situation during one of our appearances at a Scott Tournament of Hearts where we were undefeated, and the one thing that you can sort of notice with the teams at this stage of the week, they've clinched that berth into the playoffs for them into the 1-2 game tomorrow. So sometimes you do have a little bit of lack of focus at this stage, because yes, this game is important and you want to play well, but just telling yourself that doesn't necessarily get yourself up for the game. So you can understand it if Alberta, or if it had been Manitoba, comes out in a little bit concentration lacking perhaps, and the Rock just not positioned as well as they have been during the week.
Phil.
Now they're trying a comeback, and they've made some nice guards here. Manitoba's making some nice peels.
Yep. Clean. Yep. Okay. Good boy.
Can carry. Again, we point out that an end like this will help them get some of that time back. They've spent an awful lot of time discussing some very complicated ends. Don Walchuk.
Lot of room.
Wide.
That's a little wide. Be ready. Hurry. Hard. Hard all the way. Hard
Further to our conversation about the playoff format and using that gentleman from Hamilton and his suggestion. One problem, though, potential problem, is if, and it ends tonight, round robin play, first goes right through to Sunday. They don't play Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
It would be something you would have to deal with the revised situation we've discussed. And normally they have the one-day wait. If they win the 1-2 game, they go on to the bye to Sunday, so they wait the 1 day. It would add the extra day.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that don't like to sit and wait, but if you ask them whether they take the bye to the final or play, they'll go to the final.
Hard. Real hard. Real hard. Roll it, Denny. Your way. Your way.
There's the miss Alberta needed.
Now you just keep pecking away, steal a point.
Manitoba, though, has last rock here in 7, leading 4-2.
Kevin can put some pressure on here. He gets around, freezes to the face. Right around here. Freeze to the face of this stone here.
They're in there.
Lie 2. Make Vic draw. There's not a big piece of that 4-foot left.
And although Manitoba had been the king of thieves, stealing the most ends this week, Alberta has been able to steal 12 ends, compared to, of course, Manitoba's 17 steals. So they've been quite good at it as well.
Lot of room.
Oh,
Lot of room.
go. Hurry. There.
No, but hard. No separation.
Not a lot visible.
It's a good
Half
shot.
a rock might get them both, eh?
Less, a little less.
Yeah, quarter rock.
Yeah. Make sure it won anyway, Danny.
Yeah.
A little more.
Catch that on the outside. Cross here. Want one for sure, he said. You heard him say. So if I hit it thin and get it out, fine. But if I can catch a quarter of it, that's all what you can see. That's all you can see.
Okay, normal hit.
This is no easy shot.
Oh, yep. Quick! Hard! Right up!
Got it by a hole. Got it off the button. Shot stone still, though, is covered.
Curled a little too much.
Yes.
Time this, Danny.
No.
Yep. Okay. Same spot. Got a little too close to the guard. Actually, they had to hit it a little thinner. They hit too much of it.
Hey, looks like the same spot, eh?
Hit a little thinner than the top rock would have moved out.
We were pushing far enough that we're shot, but didn't. Must have curled off the guard a bit.
Yeah, it was moving all the way. We just got by.
Vic wanting to know the time, so he can be prepared if he has to draw.
A lot of room. Final stone for Alberta here in 7.
Yep.
Manitoba does have the hammer.
Hayward by.
Hard!
Take the spin to the 4-foot.
He's really going now.
Take it all the way to the 4-foot, and they did.
That's all Kevin could do is make him draw to the 4-foot. I don't know how much you can see. I don't think he can see any of it, so he's going to have to draw.
Okay. He had here, eh?
You're lying 2, and you got your opposition drawing to the 4-foot.
What'd you get on that?
Got to catch full forward, half of the button.
You bet. Now, I tell you, he's had it in his pocket. We've said he's had the draw weight the entire week. Now, this is the draw he needs to prevent a possible tie after 7.
So we saw the time on the
See that
rock
rock
clock.
like having a double, eh?
It's very fast down the center. It's moved out a little bit.
Two anyways.
We're probably looking at 14 to 14 and a half seconds hog to hog for this draw.
Same weight, you guys think?
He had a 4-0 lead and now is in danger of giving it right back.
Well, a lot of room, Denny.
Alberta. Line 2 as Vic Peters throws his last one here in 7.
All right on.
T-line.
Time good.
T-line.
Just T-line.
Oh, there it might be.
Nothing.
It would be heavy down the middle.
Gotta move over. Gotta grab some of the button. Gotta grab it.
Okay.
And it'll hang out.
One yellow.
And it'll be a steal of one.
He just put it out there. I mean, he had perfect weight.
He's leading, but the man in the background, Kevin Martin, is coming back here in Calgary.
It's no surprise that Canada exports so much when you consider how much Canadians have to offer the world. That's why since 1990, Ford of Canada has invested some $4 billion in this country and its future, so that we can build vehicles right here, not only for the roads of Canada, but also for the roads of the world as well. Ford and Canada, same road, right direction.
Oh, hi. It's Midas-sized days, and that's why we can't afford a complete commercial. We couldn't afford the whole screen. But, you know, what we saved, we're passing on to you. For a limited time, Midas will give you a computerized wheel alignment, plus balance all 4 wheels and rotate your tires, all for an amazing $39.95. They even inspect your brakes for free. What a deal. Okay, so you lean in and squint, and the commercial will look perfectly normal. Huh? Midas, the way it should be.
Oh, yeah, and offer ends March 29th.
At Maple Leaf, when we reduced the fat in our new lean and light wieners and bologna, we tested the taste with families just like yours. We found we could reduce the fat by 60%, and lean and light would still have that mouth-watering Maple Leaf taste. Any less fat? Well, then, we'd appeal to only some members of the family. The uncompromised great taste of new Maple Leaf Lean and Light. Taste that's a cut above.
This is where I learn business, BCIT. Today, each student entering these doors represents our future. Like me, they're tomorrow's entrepreneurs and leaders.
In university and college programs all across Canada, donations from the CIBC Community Vision Fund are helping to promote small business and encourage young entrepreneurs.
It's an amazing success story, and there are more on the way.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
McCain changed potatoes into crispy bite-sized taters.
McCain, tasty taters.
Bite-sized taters, crispy and golden brown on the outside. Crispy, so they lock in all that tender potato flavor you love.
You'll love the crispy flavor in a bite-sized tater.
McCain Tasty Taters in crispy bite-sized tater flavors. Cheese, regular, or Cajun.
The flavor in a bite-sized tater.
McCain Tasty Taters, crispy flavor in a bite-sized tater.
Manitoba fifth player, longtime lead, of course, Don Rudd, who was part of the Peters team when they won the Brier championship in '92. And then behind you see Shauna Martin waving hello to everyone back in Edmonton at the Otwell Curling Club. All watching this game here in the 16th draw of the Labatt Brier. As we go to 8, the steal of 1 now has Alberta within 1. Manitoba leading 4-3, and the team from Winnipeg does have the hammer.
Wow. That's good. Wow, baby.
Well, Kevin has really executed some great shots.
Try her again.
Steal his 2 points. We talked about it in the break. You know, I think maybe Nick got caught on the ice that he took on the when he had the hit for 3. You know, he just didn't. He took too much ice for the weight he was going to throw, obviously, but.
And Kevin staying on the offense. They're playing the come around, ignoring the red stone belonging to Manitoba that's in the side of the 8-foot.
They played a terrific game that last time. They put their guards in the right spots. They got the good come around by John to the button.
Come on. Come on.
Hurts the shot. What you want from your lead, you got to get it.
That's right.
Half a stone.
Okay.
This time Vic's going to play it quietly. To him across the face. Is a big shot for Scott Grant.
Watch the way. Well, yep. No! Yep. Hard. Wow.
His intern moves big time for him normally.
Let it work a bit. Let it work a bit.
It's got more weight than they talked about, but
Good job.
got it real nicely.
Control like crazy. That control like crazy.
Vic has really held this team in all week in many, many occasions. I don't mean that they had just disappeared, but maybe this is a game where they could turn things around. The team can really take a little pressure off him, because he's certainly had a fair amount on him all week.
Really?
Rudy Ramcharan.
It definitely does seem that on this sheet, the outturn coming to us for the right-hander is straighter than the in-turn. They're definitely coming around center guards with better accuracy on the other turn. So this one, you really have to work to get it to finish. The other side, it just does it naturally. Nice shot.
Let's go, Ruth.
The rookie and the veteran in a battle.
Shot.
Yeah.
Alberta playing Yellowstones has one on the button without last rock, trailing by 1, 4-3. Been surprised by his composure, Linda? Rudy's?
It's been nice for him to get off to the great start. Obviously, they're undefeated, so that's been nice for him. But even in the beginning of the week, yes, I wasn't sure how he would handle it. And amongst 3 players that have been here before, who might not remember the butterflies for the first few times.
I tell he spoke with you yesterday. I found him wonderfully well-spoken.
Yeah, terrific person, real soft.
Actually, the crowd has really taken to him. Last night, he was the one that decided if their rock was 4th shot and if they could play another shot to win the game, and they were chanting his name as he was in there looking at the rocks. It's really cute.
Chris Neufeld.
Oh, boy. Here. Right here. Huh?
This is a very aggressive end by Kevin. He got within 1 by stealing in the 7th.
Great.
He could have played the hit and roll early in this end and tried to get behind cover that way and thus eliminate Manitoba rocks, but he determined right from the start he would go for the steal. Got the good come around, and now they're going to have to make some very nice guards.
The last end they executed just absolutely perfectly.
It's also a credit to the ice makers, because sometimes when we're watching games, we say, you know, guarding is sometimes the hardest shot, that to completely guard a rock over and over is very difficult, but this ice is so consistent that they can put the broom down and feel that they can place that guard every time.
We're in the ring.
Right off.
Okay. Where is it? Where is it?
This is the side of the sheet that we say runs so straight.
Perfect. Hurry. Hard. We want to freeze it here. Come on. Good.
Nice
That's
shot.
good angle. That's better.
Don Walchuk with the brushing of Rudy Ramcharan, and Don Bartlett. And British Columbia's run has come to an end. Mike Calder out of the Sioux Curlers Association in Sault Ste. Marie wins it over Barry McPhee. McPhee needing to win to keep himself mathematically alive. And again, here he got off to that slow start. Linda, the champion from Kamloops, he'll lose 8-2, and then it was just an uphill struggle to stay alive.
just been that kind of week for some teams. We've seen Alberta and Manitoba just get on one of those streaks that some teams get on, and others have just struggled that little bit.
Hack Wade going to tap the red back onto the yellow.
Hard. Hard.
This is the kind of shot we're talking about that
Real hard.
Danny needs to make for his skipper.
Real hard. Real hard. Keep her going. Keep her going. Got a chance. Got a chance. Got a chance.
That's a great shot, and that's kind of the time. That's what you were just talking about, Vic, when you made your comment, I'm sure. And that's the time that Danny had to, you know, step up and be counted, and he certainly did that. Good brushing, and they hammered this all the way.
Brushing, guys.
And it's very tight to the Yellowstone. When you watch the Rays,
good brushing.
They hadn't really swept it. I think it would have ticked.
I don't think there's any question.
Full team effort on that one. Look at the bristles on the brushes splay out. Total pressure on the brush head.
I might have been a little snug, yeah. Oh, for sure. I don't think I turned it. I think I just slid straight tight. Yeah.
0. Okay, just a little tap.
You know who I ran into today, Vic? Someone that he would like to say hello to his son, Jack Dacey, Mark's father.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mark, after another good year playing in Saskatchewan, but I think he's moving full-time now to
He's
New
back
Brunswick.
now. He's going to get married.
And he's, I think he's an assistant golf pro at a course in New Brunswick, so we wish him and his bride all the best.
Nice shot. Pretty good shot by Don.
It's the kind of end for Alberta is you're either going to give up a bundle or you're going to get that steal.
Wow.
This turn runs straight. We know that already. Could be anything but outside there.
Alberta again is
just in behind
line one, nibbling the back of the 4 without the hammer.
Danny made such a great shot with his first one.
Flared it?
Just flared it is what...
Just got to bury a corner.
Yeah. No, I'd rather draw.
What do you want, Pete?
Just a corner buried, then he has no triple there.
Okay, that's good. A lot of room.
He's good. Line's a little tight.
Line's good, hurry.
Hard. 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 Real hard. 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 Harder. Hard.
Okay. Okay.
That's all right.
Will that do?
Well, it's not what he wanted, but it blocks the shot rock for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Which one do you want to do with?
Ontario, Nova Scotia, they play 8th final stone for Lowell Goulden of the Dartmouth Curling Club against Ed Weirnick. Ontario has absolutely steamrolled back here, and this is a chance for 3. So it's not over there. And those people sitting at 5 losses are going, come on, Lowell. He's within 2 now. Weirnick and Ontario leading 10-8. You wonder sometimes when there's Weirnick up
just off the nose, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
By that many. If he, in fact, is like
more.
Vic Peters in a way, Ray, you always say that, you know, when you play aggressively, you're going to get bitten, and now he's up by 5, and suddenly he gives up 3.
Yeah, I mean, teams that play offense all the time can certainly get hurt. Alberta's pecked away here. I mean, that was a big shot that Danny missed,
No,
the jam.
we can't play the triple. Triple's about like a thinner than a half, you know. Let's just try to get rid of these two. Well, yeah.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Whoa!
Right off, right off. Man.
Looks like lots to me, but hopefully it'll finish. Oh, we have to.
The line's not great, and leave it short.
Just worried about this turn, that it doesn't break very much. But let's remember, if you can get it even a corner tucked, you're now forcing your opponent to face that same situation, playing a turn that doesn't break in very well.
Hurry up.
Yep. Yep.
Line's going to be real nice.
Put it down. Hard.
Okay, Roof.
Oh.
Roof.
Oh. No. Hurry.
Yep.
Oh. Hard. 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 It's curling.
Get in there to lie two. They did.
There, eh?
No,
We gotta go for it, Dan.
Yeah, kind of wait.
Devil's there
Geez, I think
for three.
finishes a little in her lap.
Same weight almost. Just keep it on line, eh?
Okay.
Catch this and
What do
try
we
and
need
catch
for that?
that one on the way by.
Three-quarter rock should do it, right? Not quite?
3/4 is most. 3/4 to 7/8. 3/4, I think, will do it.
I think so, too.
Okay.
Just as you heard Kevin say, if it just finishes a little bit more, Vic's going to have to draw once again against two, Linda. But it
Edge of the rock.
just leaves him...
You can see virtually the whole rock. If you draw a line from the Yellowstone top 12, the side of it backwards, you'll see that the rock is fully
Three-quarter?
exposed. Another quarter of the rock
think
covered,
three-quarter
and
will
that
do
shot's not there.
It's got to hit less than we can, I mean, more than we can see. Or less, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think so.
Now we've seen a big momentum shift here after Manitoba opened with 4 straight points. It's shifted now in favor of Alberta. They've clawed their way back. It's 4-3 as we play the final stone and 8. And Manitoba has a chance to get that momentum right back. They'll jam it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
Well, it's 2 for sure. Possibly 3. Looks like 3. What do you think, Victor? I'm going to leave it to you.
3 red.
Lucky.
Really close.
Trying to play it the other way.
2 for sure. Don Walchuk.
Oh, 2 anyway.
Okay, you want to measure those two?
Sure.
Okay.
Measure for the third.
Measure.
2 for sure in a 6-3 lead. It could be 7 after the measurement. A shot that will
He's going to make it
also
that way.
take the crowd out of it. They were getting more excited. What does Walchuk mean by didn't think he'd make it that way?
Oh, yeah.
The way he jammed it, he didn't know if it would jam and roll far enough.
I thought it was on it.
Hey, good brushing, guys.
By the...
Kind of jumped a little on that one. Yeah.
Lucky.
Right now it's 6 as we watch the official Yellowstone, of course, Alberta, Redstone, Manitoba. Watch for the point. It's red. And a 7-3 lead for Vic Peters as he tries to lock up first place here at the Labatt Brier.
Boy, he's come up taking a lot of shots, hasn't he, Victor?
And in the game between New Brunswick and Yukon Northwest Territories, 3-2. James Grattan, Jimmy the Kid from the Thistle St. Andrews leading. Lonnie Kofo from Whitehorse. Yukon Northwest Territories needs to be shot to force an extra end. Now this one is a little tougher around the pin, huh?
As an umpire, which I did about for 12 years at Worlds and World Juniors, I hated these. I'm sure your husband Al hates them too, Linda.
It's very hard to get at the second stone carefully.
Looks like the yellow, does it, or not? Oh, the red.
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick and Jimmy the Kid. James Grattan will win it 4-2. And he'll finish round robin play at 8-3. The rookie has clinched third place. He'll play tomorrow afternoon, whoever finishes fourth, and right now that's Ed Wernick.
Welcome back to the newsroom, everybody. Some great curling going on in Calgary this afternoon. Buffalo Sabres captain Pat LaFontaine is one step closer to returning to the Sabres lineup. LaFontaine practiced today with the Sabres, taking part in skating and shooting drills, but he is cautiously optimistic about his potential return.
Changed over each month that I felt that much better. There was a point I never even thought I could go out there and skate like that with the guys. So it's been a process, it's been a progression, and I guess this is the next step, and sure feels good.
LaFontaine has not played a game since last November. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic are very pleased with his progress and expect a complete recovery. We've got a busy day in sports today. NCAA tournament is underway south of the border. We'll have highlights. We have World Cup skiing from Vail, NHL schedule, NBA schedule, and a lot more coming up on Sports Desk right after the Brier is finished this afternoon.
A tough cold isn't just up here. Your sinuses are congested too. That's why there's Advil Cold and Sinus for congestion. It's tough on colds like Advil is on pain, and now it's available without a prescription.
Advil Cold and Sinus, today's relief for tough colds.
Ever suffer from the itch and pain of hemorrhoids? I have. So I use Preparation H. It shrinks the swelling of the hemorrhoids. And when you shrink the swelling, you relieve the itch and pain.
Preparation H shrinks hemorrhoids.
It's really that simple.
If this was a commercial for Bounty Jumbo, it would end right here. But it's a commercial for Scott Towels Jumbo, which soaks up big spills as well as Bounty Jumbo. Yet Scott Towels Jumbo is 22% longer. Scott Towels, strong, absorbent, and lots on a roll. Oh, hi. It's Midas-sized days, and that's why we can't afford a complete commercial. We couldn't afford the whole screen. But, you know, what we saved, we're passing on to you. For a limited time, Midas will give you a computerized wheel alignment, plus balance all four wheels and rotate your tires, all for an amazing $39.95. They even inspect your brakes for free. What a deal. Okay, so you lean in and squint, and the commercial will look perfectly normal. Huh? Midas, the way it should be.
Oh, yeah, and offer ends March 29th.
Well, I tell you what, Linda, all the momentum had been now in Alberta's favor, and this will quickly swing it back in favor of Vic Peters.
Well, they were a little worried. They thought it would over-curl and, as you said, not make the shot properly, but they jammed it and still spilled it far enough to get their three.
Vic Peters, first place, it had him dancing. And now it looks like he's on his way to the ball in first place.
Hey, Danny.
Well, what a game, huh? You open up with 4, then you give up 1 with hammer, 2 single steals, and now you explode for 3, and that's the difference. 7-3. Chris Neufeld as we play in 9.
Oh, boy. Shot. Good throw.
Well, Kevin did take chances that end. I mentioned that he could have tried to keep it a little more simpler when there was 1 rock in the house and 1 guard, but he decided to go throughout the end for the steal. And as I mentioned, you either do get it or you give up the bundle.
Rudy Ramcharan.
I'll just clean it.
Both of these teams play again tonight. Alberta facing Newfoundland and Manitoba playing Saskatchewan. And I think it's important if Alberta goes on to lose this game that they try to finish well here but also come out well tonight, because although there is sometimes that lapse in focus, you don't want to finish your round robin feeling like you're not performing as well as you have.
And unlike team sports, when there are other players, you can't put in your second stringers and go with your B team. You might say, all right, if somebody's maybe nursing an injury, you'll have a fifth player come in. But you also, I don't think, want to go just through the motions, do you?
No. You want to come out and try to win every game. You want to have everybody performing and staying on the ice, keeping sharp if you can.
Hurry! No, it's okay. Gotta go for weight! Hurry!
Yeah.
Hard! Shot, Rich.
Second stone, his last one with Rudy's, he went in behind. You thought he might put up another corner, maybe?
He has to hope for a big mistake here, being down this many points. So he's hoping for a missed hit, and he'll be able to get around the guard and the one in the house and try and get his three right back. But with this team, with many teams here, they are so good at peeling, it's tough.
Ontario, Nova Scotia, as they play 9. And that 3 by Nova Scotia, the 8th, gets them within 2. Ontario does have the hammer playing 9. Final stone for the Nova Scotia skip. Lowell Goulden out of the Dartmouth Curling Club. And he won't get it there. He had great line, Linda, trying to draw behind that center line guard. But this will be a draw for 2 for Ontario.
The sweepers weren't sweeping the Nova Scotia stone very much. It looked like maybe it was one of those situations where it hit the area near the house and really slowed. Hard for us to tell. We haven't been keeping that close an eye on that sheet.
Gonna overcurl if anything. Clean it.
Well, I tell you, that's for Nova Scotia and Goulden. I mean, you fight and you scratch to get 3 back, and now you turn over 2 right away. This could be shakes here. And if it is, this draw for the second point could put Ontario into the Final 4 and a quarterfinal showdown with the kid, James Grattan in New Brunswick. And there it is. 2. And Goulden, that's it. And so we have our 4 playoff teams. Ontario is through and will grab the 4th spot. Ed Wernick, after an up and down week, will finish 4th, and we will have no tiebreakers. Ed Wernick wins it 12-8 over Lowell Goulden and the team from Dartmouth. And so Ed Wernick now must gear himself up for a game against James Grattan.
Hurry, hurry, hard, hard. It's got to curl more. Hard, 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 hard.
Grattan finishing with a 4-2 win over the Yukon Northwest Territories. New Brunswick 8-3, and the kid has been impressive. And James Grattan looking at his, could a rookie win this, Ray, the tankard?
Jimmy the Kid, they're calling you. Jimmy, congratulations. It's been a terrific bar for you, making the page system. You must be delighted.
Oh, we're very pleased with the way we played this week, and
We're not done yet, though. We still have a few good games left in us, and yeah, we're playing well. I'm very pleased with the outcome.
Absolutely, and then you get a chance to play the Master again, as he just won his game, and you had a good game with Eddie during the round robin, so I'm sure that's something you're looking forward to as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting another shot at him. We played well that game, and it came down right down the last rock, and we learned a few things from that, so we're going to take that and see what we can do.
Nobody better to learn from than him, for sure. You know, Jimmy, I just wondering, how about your thoughts about the future in curling and maybe, for example, someday representing this country in the Olympics?
Oh, that would be a great honor for any curler, and I'm just lucky enough that I'm young enough. Maybe I might have a few chances at it, and oh, that would be a wonderful thing for me and whoever I'm playing with at the time, I imagine. But yeah, it'd be a great opportunity for anytime you represent your country, especially Canada, you'd be pleased to do that.
Obviously, Jim, thanks very much, Jimmy the Kid, for joining me, and good luck the rest of the way. Victor, he's a good one, and he's fast.
You betcha, and he'll have them all, the guns a-blazing, as he comes out. That quarterfinal game against Ontario. And we'll have it for you tomorrow afternoon. Vic Peters finds himself up by 4, pardon me, 7-3 over Alberta and Kevin Martin in the battle for first place.
And it looks like Kevin will have his chance for 2 here. He's putting the second one in the house. At this stage, that doesn't look like enough.
Oh. Oh. About a quarter rock, eh?
Watch this might back off.
Yeah, we'll make sure of this one first.
Yeah. A little less.
Playing the double, you heard what they said. When you're up 4, you don't take any chances, so you make sure of this one, but they're going to try and hit it. Quarter rock and come over and catch that one. Spill them both.
Half rock. A little less than half. This is straight, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hard. Quick. Hard. Yeah. Hard. Quick. Hard.
Get them both. Well, that'll just kill you, huh?
Good shooting, guys.
Now Vic has just been in the zone. Look at that. They were making sure that they didn't catch that rock too thinly. They got the one, but definitely swept it for the double. Great shot.
Yes. That's plenty, eh?
That's plenty. That's enough.
Good luck, Dave.
Kevin Martin will shake hands. And Manitoba will claim first place.
Thanks, guys. Good game.
Make the final Manitoba 7, Alberta 4.
Thanks,
and now they'll rematch Friday night with the winner going through the Sunday's final here at the 97. Levat Brier, and they're happy here and at the Granite in Winnipeg.
At first glance, this battery looks like most other batteries, except for one important feature. Only a UAP Napa battery meets the top quality standards of UAP Napa. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
My nose is stubbed up, dry, and irritated, too.
Otravin. New Otravin with moisturizer.
He doesn't really talk about his hair, but I know he thinks about it. I've seen him check it in the mirror. That's why I got him Pantene Pro V shampoo and treatment conditioner to help keep his hair strong. The Pro Vitamin formula penetrates root to tip, while the conditioners improve the hair, helping to keep it looking really healthy, really strong. I notice a difference now. He does too. Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy looking it shines.
It'd be so good to see you smile, the smile you wear. Just shoot the breeze as if we never had a care. It'd be so great to hear your laughter coming through.
I first started on a rink just like this.
Elvis Stoico knows what it takes to be a champion.
It takes hard work to deliver a top performance.
Like McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice for champions like Elvis Stoico. McCain Frozen Punch in a choice of thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. So get the jump-on taste, the year-round taste of real fruit juice in McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, now that's top taste performance.
Now it's time for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Interstate Batteries.
Well, Alberta got down early, and they were clawing their way back, trying for their third consecutive steal in the 8th end, but Vic Peters lines up a double takeout. If he makes it perfectly, it's going to be for 3 and a wide margin in this game. He jams it, but it still spills far enough. Great shot.
As Manitoba goes on to the win to claim first place overall. And they'll have the last rock in their quarterfinal against Alberta. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Interstate Batteries. Power fast and built to last. He's won it before, 1992, and now Vic Peters knows he'll have the hammer in the opening quarterfinal against Alberta after a 7-4 win over Alberta's Kevin Martin. And also in the Final Four, it's been up and down for Ed Wernick and the Ontario team from Churchill, Edgeworth.
Eddie, the under in that game was 18, and
yeah, we got off to a rough start. Actually, the first 3 we got was absolutely crucial, because at that point we're obviously down a little bit, and we got that first 3, and then the guys just started playing really good, making everything, and we got back in it.
Well, you're there now, and it's all fresh for everybody else. 3 plays 4, 1 plays 2, and so you're in a position to, your destiny's there. You could do it yourself.
Yeah, well, as the week went along, I wasn't so sure we were going to make it to the playoffs. We were playing okay, but we just weren't really sharp. Now it's if we can just wake up in time and play really well for a couple games, we're right there.
You were saying earlier in the week, though, you personally feel really good about the way you're throwing and so on and so forth. So it's just a matter of getting everybody, kind of in time together now.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Pat's playing beautifully, setting John up, and John's just having a little trouble putting the rock right where he wants it. It hits it, rolls 1 inch one way, should roll the other way, that kind of thing. But I think he's starting to come around. He played pretty good today, both games, and I think we got a chance to do this thing.
Good. This is a wonderful building, and a lot of people in a very warm building, but the little guy from Eastern Canada, Shorty, really has done a wonderful job with the ice, has he not?
Shorty's, he's amazing, man. I call him the magic man. I was kidding him before we came down. I said, Shorty, just go down there and freeze it. We'll make it look good. But he is the best. And curling's very lucky to have a gentleman like that.
Sure, lots of knowledge. Jimmy the Kid, you played him in the round robin. It was a good game. We went down to the last rock. He was just saying, I just interviewed him. He said, I could learn a little bit in that game, and maybe I can put that to work when I play him again. But he has a great admiration for you. A good young team.
Very good. They've proven that all week. I think he went extra end or tied coming home and controlled every one of those games. I noticed he's playing a little more aggressively when he has to. Yeah, that's good. That's the way it's supposed to work.
And last night he just put the broom down and drew. There was 2 rocks against Northern Ontario. Put the broom down quickly and drew to the button, and that's always a good sign, as you know, especially someone that young.
Oh yeah, because one of the things that a lot of skips make a mistake at doing is they keep looking for the easiest shot the whole end to win. He probably made up his mind before that rock was even thrown that he was going to throw the draw shot, and that's a great thing for him to do.
Eddie, thanks very much, and good luck in the Page game. Thank you for joining us. It's been a great week, great entertainment. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
Victor.
Kevin Martin answering the questions of what happened in his 7-4 loss to Manitoba. As we have now our 4 playoff teams, Manitoba, Alberta, New Brunswick, and Ontario to finish that way. Manitoba and Alberta will play in 1 quarterfinal, winner going right through to Sunday's final. The loser will play the winner of New Brunswick, Ontario. That's tomorrow afternoon. The winner will meet in Sunday's final to decide the champion of this 97 Labatt Brier from here at the Calgary Canadian Airlines Saddledome. Vic Peters will have the hammer in that quarterfinal against that man, Kevin Martin.
Well, it's number 1, pal, number 1. It's a game that gives you last rock. Obviously, you're pleased about that. You played very well.
Yeah, the team played well. We got off to a lead and couldn't hold it real well, but that's the way it goes with Kevin. They keep coming and coming. So I missed a bad shot in the 6th that could have ended the game, but I just overthrew it. It seemed a little straighter today. I overthrew that one, and then I went wide the next end, and it never got to the lid. So maybe it's a little straighter.
That broadcasting experience, you stole my question. You know that. I was going to ask you if the ice was a little bit straighter today, and I heard Kevin say it, and James Grattan said it also in his game.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be. You'd have to speak to Shorty, but I got fooled a few times with that, and I got lucky actually in the 8th end because that rock over curled. I was trying to make the double the other way.
Yeah.
So you know, those some days things work your way.
But sometimes it's tough to protect a lead like that, Vic. You know, you got the 3-point lead, and you'd like to do your run. How far do I run away and hide? And it's hard.
Right. You can't really run and hide. So I mean, after they stole 2, I figured an 8. If there was a chance, if he left the half rock showing or something, we'd go after him a bit. And you know, as it worked out, Danny jammed one, or otherwise we had that end really going. Dan made a great shot his first one, and then Kevin had, you know, had a good chance to steal that end. But you know, like I say, my double attempt curled a little bit more than we wanted to, but we just were fortunate enough to get it by the guard.
The rub of the green. You know, Vic, you work hard at curling. We're members of the same club, of course, and we see each other a lot, and you work hard at this game, and you always go to the post. You're out there every weekend banging and hammering. Have you got any idea how many games you played this year?
I don't really even want to know, I don't think. I've thrown an awful lot of rocks, like you say, and my team works hard at it. So this is payback, and it makes you feel good that all that practice is worth it.
There's no other way in this game, Vic. We know that you have to go out there and work at it. And if teams that come here and think that they can be here and be successful without that work are just kidding themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, a team like Kevin's, they practice hard and play every weekend just like we do, and that's the reason everybody that's successful is successful.
This is a huge billing. I asked Eddie Wernick this, but Shorty Jenkins has done a wonderful job with the ice. It's been consistent for sure.
Just fabulous. I mean, you can go anywhere on the sheet ice and throw the same weight, and it'll get where you want to go. So, you can't ask for any better conditions.
Victor, thanks for joining me. Congratulations, number 1. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Thank you again, Victor. He looks pretty good to me.
He sure does, and he's got a great team backing him up. Dan Carey there, Scott Grant, family, friends, celebrating a win. They'll finish first. And can he win a second tankard? A lot of people are betting he can.
Has enough power to run my car, as well as some other race necessities, like this mini fridge, my foot massager. Heck, I even had a big screen put in for my friends.
I am a friend. I'm a stranger. I am a mess. I am the future to all before me. I am the center of one tiny universe. I am a role model with many roles.
The power of Cantel Wireless has come together with the global vision of AT&T to give you the freedom to be everything you are.
Canada battles the USA on the way to a berth into the World Cup. We're tackling the Florida Sunshine to bring you CONCACAF World Cup qualifying action. Sunday, TSN.
All 4 sheets are quiet as the 16th round-robin draw is complete here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome. And the top 4 will advance to the playoffs. No tiebreakers. Manitoba will claim first, Alberta losing their first, New Brunswick third, Ontario fourth, and the teams at 5 losses lost any chance when Ontario beat Nova Scotia. Still 1 round-robin draw to go here at the 97 Labatt Brier. Manitoba's Vic Peters, a winner over Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin said he doesn't or isn't superstitious when it comes to Manitoba and playing, but look at the record that he's had against Manitoba and losing now. He's 2-6, Ray, against Manitoba teams. You have to think he's a little bit superstitious.
Well, Kevin, you can see the stat as well as I can, and maybe just your thoughts about that record.
Well,
you can say, is there?
no, it doesn't really matter, actually, because every time you come to a Brier, it's a different person you're playing.
Sure.
I don't think the territorial boundary of a province actually has a lot of bearing. Tell you the truth.
I don't.
You know, you've got Burtnick in Halifax who makes a great bump, or else he's dead. And Stoughton played really well last year, so, you know, what do you do?
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Kevin, it was an interesting game. You got off to a bad start. Let's run over just quickly, if I may. You had the chance in the third end to tap the front one back for one. You chose to play the off shot to maybe get the double.
Yeah, well, I always do that. And
good for you.
Actually, the important shot was probably my first shot that end, where I'm playing just to tap, and then Vic guards, and we play off the wall for three, already laying one. And that's probably the big shot more than the one off the wall. It was there, though, for sure. About a half a rock-ish, and we get two for sure, maybe three. So.
But the tap back wasn't that hard a shot for one, I don't think, was it, to get the single?
No, we had about a foot and a half of variance there, but that's no fun, though, playing tap back.
Absolutely. And really, the game, it's nice to finish number one. It's nice to have last rock. Let's talk a little bit about the Brier itself. It's been fantastic here all week. First of all, the facility, it's just magnificent.
It is. It very, you know, and the frost not building up is a big thing. You know, all the Briers are always a problem with frost, you know, and not here. You know, you can take outside 12 and it doesn't dig in on you and stuff, and the crowd was huge today, big time, and you know, which is fun. You know, it's something that I've never experienced that many people before, and that's it feels good.
Not only as an Albertan, you must be very proud of the way Calgary and the whole city has pulled together, the whole province has pulled together to make this, really to move curling to another level as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, there's no question, and that's absolutely true. That Calgary, well, but everybody knew Calgary put on the best show. You know, they put on the Winter Olympics and did just a #1 job, and now they've done #1 in the Brier, and you know, I guess whatever they do right, and no, I'm definitely proud to be here and represent Alberta and Calgary.
Kevin, you put a lot into this game. You work hard at it. You were on the tour all season. Any idea how many games you might have played this year?
Geez, this year's a lot, you know, compared to most years. I think somewhere around 130, 140 games probably. I don't count, but it's something like that. And yeah, it's been a long season, but the last few weeks have been pretty good. So, you know, we started out slow, but I kind of forget about November now.
That 60 grand was nice. You know, Victor, these people put a lot into this game. It's a lot of personal sacrifice, a lot of time away from home. Kevin, thanks very much for joining me. Good luck in your next game.
Thanks, sir.
And, of course, that next game will be against this man, Vic Peters, in the quarterfinal, with the winner going right through to Sunday's final. We'll have it for you tomorrow. Vic Peters, a winner.